5-minute chart. Say bye-bye, Dow Jones. I've got a signal from above. A signal from the ether. The dark side of the moon. Dow Jones has had it. North Korea, the bombing will start in 10 minutes. Anybody trading the Dow Jones? All those futures traders out there, level 5. All you level 5 traders, alert.
Got my signal service right here.
How's that signal service treating you?
I don't know. Gonna stop out a lot.
What's your target?
1,000 pips.
Okay, that could have something to do with it. When's the Dow Jones gonna die? This is the 4-hour Dow Jones. Anybody ready to put a fork in this? Here's the monthly Dow Jones.
Well, hell, we're bullish.
Are you bullish?
Hell yeah. Look at my cloud. My cloud trading says go long. What's the 100 period moving average say?
100 period, it's above the 100 period moving average. I think we should buy some more stocks. What do you think, Earl? So I was watching Disempowered Trading. Got so bored. So I turned that on for entertainment. And I came across Urkel Stokes doing his how to read a price chart. How do you read that price chart? And of course, I was pained by the fact that he never said, hey, you know what, we missed a trade here. So in his latest video, he goes through the how to deal with a losing trade. I'm thinking, I don't know. Do you have any libations? The euro dollar just keeps going up, too. Did anybody trade the 5-minute euro dollar stairway to heaven on the cloud? Look at this creeper. Now that's a trend for you. That's a trend. So I'm going to counter trend trade that with sell stops. I'm in the Bitcoin broker. They won't let me out of my winning trades at Owanda. They're treating me wrong. So I'm gonna force them out. I force the exits. Just keep hitting close all profits, and it'll just skip a ticket because the close all profits button is not looking at the time. So that I might hit a skip. Of course, while this is going on, you're getting emailed, so you have to turn off your email. It's not getting out anything, but I'm up $400. Look at this Australian dollar. Look how choppy that is. Looks like a good buy down here. Well, I was trying to connect with the guy that sent me this chart, how he trades. And some other guy sent me a email that he wanted to trade. So I think a lot of people have day jobs because I sent him a Skype request and he never got back with me. So, but I guess what people have learned already and what people are how they're trading based on how much time they have. Because if you really sat down and just looked at one currency, of course this is very choppy currency, but you can see all the trades in here. It's just, this is a 1 hour chart. The question is, are you happy making 20 pips over and over again, or 10 pips over and over again, and just trading a lot? Trade higher volume. So I have a bunch of sell limits pending on the top side of the euro right now. Way up in here. These are buy drops. So if I put in sell drops, I just stick them up here like this. Don't really care about the RSI or nothing. Now, you can trade RSI, but you have to be, just like anything, you got to be on top of it. You really got to be on top of these markets. It's just like owning a store. Get a customer, they come in, you got to tend to them. I was also thinking how it's easier to trade one currency because it's easier to have one kid. You ever had kids? You have 2 kids. Maybe you can train one to babysit the other one, but if you have one kid, it's easier to raise them. If something's going wrong, you know who to blame. So that's why I just trade one currency. So I could put a bunch of orders up here and say, yeah, you know, walk away from this. But I don't know if I could do that on each one of these, because if I went to the dailies on the Australian down, I'm like, you know, yeah, this is going to start turning around at some point. You know, the trend's kind of done. As soon as we came into here, this is the moment of truth area. Once you break out this structure, right, do we keep tanking? I don't think so. British pound's a buy, but I think I missed the entry on the 4 hour. Came back to this, the cloud says buy. You could still counter trend trade it. You could still go the other way. You can pretty much do whatever you want. But anybody that's the people that the guy that sent me the chart about the market, I could show it to you. The guy that talked with the swing trading guy. But I actually have to quiz him. I'd have to quiz him. This is what he sent me. And I think the only problem I see is that I don't think like this guy. I can't think like this. I'm thinking more like I want to be the market. So I don't want to qualify the market too much. I just want to try to think like the market's thinking at the time and not knowing what's going to happen next. So he put up this elaborate, I say elaborate just because, well, he marked off here the pips, right? He did put the pips in there. And I saw that he had a camera in his picture of his profile. He's holding looks like a range finder camera. So it tells me a couple of things. I hate to profile people, but I get a kick out of it. So it tells me he's also he's holding the camera vertically. And so, which is portrait mode. So he must be a photographer. And the problem there is that you don't usually take pictures out of focus unless you want to do that. So I'm thinking the precision could be a problem. To have an exacting f-stop and all this stuff and proper exposure and really kind of tough in the trading thing. Because you're really dealing with stuff outside of your control. You can't really control the film you choose, and so it's like if you had just to, you have to be pretty sloppy. And so here on the chart, I mean, I think you actually have to have a trade plan for every situation. And situations that are about to happen too. But if you're sitting here, say on this chart here, I'm thinking, I can't draw it on here because I couldn't get my Epic pen to run, but I don't know if you can see my magnifying glass, but this top here, I would have a buy limit sitting there, but I have a bunch of buy limits sitting there. I would just go over how much money's in the account and just throw orders in there. When the markets, if you know this high exists up here, you know that you want to have pending sells here all the time on some level. But of course, this is, I think, a 1 hour chart. So let's just assume that you're living with this currency. This is your only child. You're just going to keep buying here. If you have a trade plan where you can make 10 pips, so you need multiple trade plans. So on a camera thing, you'd have to have like Instamatic camera. You got a disposable camera. You got a Linhof 8x10. So you got a $10,000 camera. You got like disposable cameras. You've even got some digital cameras. And you're going to take a bunch of fucking pictures. And you're just not even trying to. Some pictures you take, you just know are they're potentially bullshit pictures, but you're going to take them anyways. So I can't talk to the guy that did this chart, but I'll assume that he's marked off what he can. Now he says breakout here, which I'm like, breakout? Now, the auction theory explains everything on the chart. So the market comes up here and traps everybody. It's like trap traders. Anybody watch on YouTube? There's a guy that does a video that's only about, he does a video that's maybe 3 minutes. It's called Trap Traders. He shows you the areas they're going to trap people. And here, so when you go down here, take out this big structure here, you have a trade plan. So it's really trade plans. Each script's a trade plan, and do you have a trade plan or don't you? And how long is it going to last? 15 minutes. Yeah, here. Let me see. I'm going to call this British girl. Let's see if she's going to answer her phone. Let's see what happens in the Skype here. Is it going to work now? Virus protection coming up. Uh-oh. I know you're there. Pick up. Oh, gosh. Go to voicemail. Here's a Dow Jones. She trades the Dow Jones. Uh-oh. She's incompliant. She probably doesn't have her clothes on. Oh, well. So much for that. So, yeah, there's nobody around. There's another thing. People are like, hey, what about this? What about that? I'm like, dude, are you ever around? I've got a day job. That's very hard to trade. So, yeah. So what's the story? How do we make money trading? Anybody have an 8 pip scalp order? 5 pip stop, 8 pip winner? Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. So yeah, she can't think and talk at the same time. She can't chew gum. Okay, Euro's up again. Oh, here we go. Here we got a victim. I can't seem to find a power cable. Do you have it?
Tech support, I can help you.
Do you have the this foot switch isn't working out that came with the computer. They say it's a mouse, but it's a foot switch, right?
Are you sure you're using an EU connector or a US connector?
I'm using a 1/4-inch headphone jack. Is it not the right thing?
I don't know, sir. You have to send me a screenshot. Are you streaming?
Yeah. Am I screaming in my mind? Yeah.
Streaming.
Yeah. I'm streaming in my mind. Yeah, I'm streaming.
Oh, you're streaming.
Aren't
Where
you?
you been?
Oh, well, Monday here was slow because of the holidays. They Canada and the United States conspired to have a holiday on the same day, so. And then really wasn't much yesterday, and it started raining, and I thought, God, this is a good time to just like sleep. It's raining. It made me fall asleep. I'm allergic to rain. I'm allergic to a cloudy day. Make me fall asleep.
I was going to go and there was the Poker Stars today had a server reset, so I was going to go and play some poker. But you know what? I just can't be asked. I've made more in the fucking last 2 weeks in FX than I have done in poker in the last 2 months.
Yeah, poker's tough. You really got to have such hang time because you're basically counting on the odds your edge is pretty small. It's a pretty thin edge.
So my mate's just one of my guys from my community's streaming. I just said to him, I'm going to go and talk to my crazy American buddy from the States.
Yeah, we just I'm Trump's right hand man. Trump calls me for tweet advice. Are you kidding me? That's how we're tight. We're all on the same team here. So look the fuck out. North Korea's in lockdown after Trump got behind the steering wheel.
Do you know what? I saw a tweet today in the Discord room, Curtis's Discord room, and it was a guy with a 911 tweet. It's a fake news saying that North Korea fired a missile.
Yeah, when's that going to start becoming a situation where people are fake tweeting? Of course, I guess everything sounds like a fake tweet now because it's so outrageous. Everybody's tweet's ridiculous.
Yeah, I wasn't really too bothered about Korea. I thought we was out of range, but they did a map was tweeted out yesterday. I put it in the room. Apparently we're in the range. I didn't realise that. I thought look at me saying out the right side already.
Yeah, I was hurt when I heard about Gary Glitter going nuts.
We don't mention Gary Glitter.
He's one of your relatives. He's from over there. I figured. I somehow ended up at Gary Glitter. I started off in Boy George and ended up on Gary Glitter watching YouTube.
Hey, hold the phone. There's a lady in the chat.
Oh, really? What's her name? Bruce?
Kate.
Oh, really? She just jumped on? She said she was focused, and she was very focused about her Dow Jones trade. I think the Dow Jones I think the DAX is making record highs too. I was watching that.
Well, I was short on dollar yen and dollar Swiss, and I decided to just close my trades this afternoon, just ahead of FOMC. And I'll get back in afterwards.
That's coming out with their report.
If I had a bigger account, if I had a bigger account, I would have stayed in. But the size of my account and the pip size and the risk I had, I thought I'd just be on the safe side. I don't mind missing a few pips if I have to. Better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be ruckus, if only for the spreads. Can you imagine being in like the pound? I mean, the spread goes nuts.
I was only like 52 pips with the two combined, so I mean, it could go either way on that, couldn't it? So it could take me out.
Yeah. Plus, they could just blow through your stop and get slippage. I guess all that concern. Yeah, I watched the last Curtis video. I guess he was overwhelmed by streaming. It's not. Yeah, I mean you have to be up for it because you're basically going live, and
Yeah,
there's
it
no
was-
edit, there's no pause button, and you do feel like you're in performance mode. I mean, there's no way around that. You're basically, you know,
He was-
but
I was
it's a
in-
double-edged sword because it it makes you question your trading, which I guess you should.
I was in his stream the other day. Was it yesterday? He was streaming? Or was it the day before? And just people kept asking him, what's your trade? Where do I get in? Where do I get out? And all this sort of stuff, And he's got to be sort of more. He's got to be more of like, fuck off.
Yeah. Well, the thing
Rather
is,
than-
it's
rather than
it's
try to explain it all and go through it.
yeah.
all,
Well, he's just too polite. See, that's the problem.
Yeah.
He's got to take some anger classes. I give free anger mentorships. Actually, I noticed a thing too is that I track people that are as angry as me, and so I think, well, that's not good either, right? And then it's weird because, yeah, he's just too polite, it's too normal. It's tough because people will just constantly. Who's talking? Kate. Could you tell Kate who it was? It was the guy. You're the guy that knows where all the streets are in South London.
Well, they're all looking for the button where they can press to call in. You see, they haven't worked out on YouTube yet where the mic button is to speak on the stream.
Right. Upper. It's the upper middle corner.
Don't tell everyone because everyone will jump on the call.
Yeah. Man, I'm just too naive. No, I didn't know. I didn't watch the whole thing. It was just 4 hours. But he started out saying that he was overwhelmed, and I mean, especially when you're there, especially if you don't have anybody co-hosting, So I can go on for 8 hours, just nonsense. But it's actually the guy sent me this chart. I wanted to go over it with him because he's running the scripts, and I was trying to get him in the hotkey mode where he could just hit a button and just go, just hit a button, just buy. In other words, you should be able to glance at the chart if you're babysitting and go, looks like a buy. Not a giant buy, but some kind of little buy, and then, look at it, it's pulling back. Oh, okay. Living with the Eurodollar is just easy for me to do because I can just kind of see, I think that's support about 40 pips below. I'll throw in an 8-hour grid, go to sleep. I don't want to get too attached to any idea. But I know people have stuff, all queued up, really queued up, and maybe that's the only way they can trade. So, but I just don't care. I just don't care anymore. I mean, stop me out, right? 8 pips stop me out. When the market goes nuts, and the euro is kind of trying to go nuts a little bit, but sellers just came in. We just touched the high from like September. So I think the auction's done. I think we got the full engulf out of this. That's still drifting up, But that was my call, is that last week they would go make new lows in the euro and then engulf. Problem is it took forever to engulf. It took like 2 days. Now I was hoping that was going to happen in like 2 hours, and it does sometimes. Like it could happen right when the news comes out about the FOMC. You could actually go down, smash down, hit new lows, and then really engulf. You'd end up like at the end of the day, you're down 120 pips, finds support, comes ripping back up 300 pips. Stock market is just ready to tank. I don't know what this Fed's supposed to announce, or is this going to be just the minutes from the meeting? This isn't like a rate announcement. This is just nonsense, right? The minutes of the meeting. The Knights of the Round Table, right? I'm not seeing any detail on that. 2 p.m. though. I saw one of your reports Sunday night came out at like midnight or something. What are they over there yelling at each other and coming out with reports in the middle of the night? It's like midnight or something.
For what?
Oh gosh, on the Forex Factory there was something coming out on it was yesterday. No, it was like Monday. And I thought, gee, that's a late time to they do that here though. 8 p.m. they'll come out. The Fed 8 p.m. will talk about something, and where are these people? How come I don't have that TV station on my knob? I never see these things. Do you see it?
Are you on drugs today?
Do you see it? Do you see these reports? Why, you got a direct feed? Are you paying like $50 a month to hear every goof speak from the Federal Reserve?
I don't do that, no. I have a Twitter feed. That's all I got. Twitter's great for trading.
Why, is it tweeting at you? Signals and shit?
You follow the right services. You get all this shit for free.
Maybe
You
I'm not following the right stuff. Give me a hint. What should I do here? I'm at Forex Factory like an idiot. I guess I should be at FX book because they give you better. It beeps at you. It's just the minutes from the meeting. This isn't a Federated announcement. It'd probably be a dud. Yeah, I can tell you right here. This is go back to Monday. I see 4 o'clock a.m. That makes sense, but
the only thing for me on the news this week is FOMC today and
retail sales. Retail sales monitor, 7 p.m. my time, which has got to be like midnight your time.
Yeah, that was the.
Why would they come out with retail sales monitor? Some guy like, get out of bed. It's time just before you go to sleep tonight. It's time to make that report. I mean, who's?
That was yesterday, wasn't it?
Monday.
Pound. Was it Monday? I didn't notice of it. Wasn't that really that great, really?
Yeah, but I mean, why so late? Are we just dragging our ass on this report? Procrastinators? Who are these people? Who's reporting this?
It wasn't major news.
I'd like to see the guy.
It was good news.
Can I write a letter?
Because the first move on the pound was just.
It was good news.
It was hot air. The second
hot
day
air.
it was on the retail. You got US retail sales on Friday. No give back Friday.
The British pound's in a bearish cloud on the daily. And markets are pretty quiet. Euro's drifting up. I'm I'm reluctantly going with the drift up trend on the euro dollar. Yeah, it depends on the time frame you're on.
I still fancy the dollar yen short, but like I say, I'm just stepped out for the moment.
I think the dollar yen should start to tank. I mean, the dollar should start to tank. I don't know, because the yen's a whole different thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but the only thing about the dollar, it's coming to the 92.50 area is like resistance, a support for the dollar index. So that's going to be like, is it going to bounce from there and go higher, or is it going to go down?
The buyer should come in on the dollar yen down here on this internal support. I mean, 110.40, 110.50. They should come in there.
Is it me? Or are you very basey today?
What's that?
Did I have my base too high?
Maybe I drank some.
You're speaking too close to the mic.
Yeah, I'm eating the mic. Yeah, I guess I ate the mic. Sorry, let me get it out of my throat. No, I have some stuff here that I got from the Love Unlimited Orchestra gave me. I guess a Barry White juice here.
The only thing about a dollar concerns me that the dollar's all good news at the moment, but if there's war, which I don't think there will be, if there's war, the dollar's going to tank.
It's not war, it's just an explosion. We're just going to blow North Korea off the map.
Gold's going to go up. Yen to go down.
Gold's down near, gold's a support. Right, so buyers should come in.
S&P's all-time highs.
Gold's all the way back to fair value, middle of the road. Going back to March.
Do you know what? I would love to buy physical silver here in the UK, but they add VAT on top of it.
I thought you were going to say it, but it tarnishes.
No, it's because it's classed as factory metal. They
really?
They
like
put
copper.
tax on it.
It's like you're buying copper or you're buying industrial metal, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's not. It's a real commodity. It's a real.
Yeah, so to buy it physical and to hold it, it's just like not in my lifetime.
Yeah, where in the UK are you, man? You're South London, right?
Yeah.
Any street names? You're by the water?
I'm in the south of London.
He's got a wicked Cockney. You should see his Cockney.
Buy silver coins off eBay. Yeah, but you got to be careful buying coins off eBay and bars, because you drill into them and they're not silver. They're silver on the outside, lead on the inside.
You got to bite into them, make sure they're good before you ship them. Yeah, silver had a good run. But silver on the monthly is a really good buy. Look at the monthly. It's just about to break a triangle on the monthly.
I like the idea of buying physical gold and silver, but the bank balance don't allow it at the moment.
Yeah,
look at their reviews.
Silver is a 5,000 ounce contract, I think, where gold's 1,000.
I did think about going to Guernsey and just buying some silver, which is tax free, and just put it in my shoes on the way back.
Yeah. That's my parents. My parents had to sew diamonds into their clothes when they left Poland.
I'm too honest though. I'll be shaking going through customs.
Yeah, your heart would start pounding like that movie. God, what was that movie? Where the guy was in a prison.
And I had enough of the doctor putting his finger up my ass, my prostate.
Oh, really? I was just getting used to it.
I don't want customs up there as well.
Oh, you're afraid you're going to start buying him flowers? Hey, I kind of like where this relationship's going. I'm feeling healthy, and I'm feeling kind of, well, like you care.
So come on, give us some proper.
I feel like you care.
Forex analysis.
I wanted to abuse. I was hoping the guy that sent me that chart would call so I could abuse him. I was gonna go down and watch Akil Stokes trade. I got him here on video, doing his fabulous renditions of how to trade the market. Not how to trade it, how to analyze it. Yeah.
What's happened to Jason? What's his name?
Greystone?
No, he's buddy. The other guy.
Oh yeah, he's off. He's got a political radio show where he goes off on political rants.
Look left, structure leaves clues, guy.
Yeah, no, he's look left, abortion leaves clues. Now he's political.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
So he's handed it over to Akil, is he?
Well, he's a right-wing political commentator, and I heard his ad come on the radio here, and I thought, oh my God, I can't get rid of this guy now. Now he's advertising for his radio show. I was like, what?
So is he
buying the pound right here? 5 minutes, I'm buying.
Is he turning to Alex? Alex, what's his name? Alex?
Not quite. No, not conspiratorial or wacko. But geez. Yeah, I don't know. It's just. So
who have you destroyed in the video this week?
I'm buying the pound here. What's up?
Who have you destroyed in the video this week?
I was going to destroy him right here live with you.
Can't destroy me, man. I'm a fucking
he talks about. He's just, the thing is that I'm triggered by their language choices, like just the way they present the thing, and the way they train people, like they're training dogs. You see that pattern? Okay, boy, you can have a biscuit. You got the pattern right. Like this pattern trading stuff. Oh my God. Without a trade plan, what's the point? This is my whole problem. You could show me a Head and Shoulders all day long. Okay, but do I sell the shoulder or the armpit? Where do I get in? Like, where do I get into this Head and Shoulders pattern? Well, I have to get out my... Okay. Then it's going to be one ticket? Wow. Okay. I'm not going to live long enough to see that trade unfold. 4-hour Head and Shoulders? Holy shit. I got to scalp at least the noise, or I don't feel like a trader. Can't make no money unless I'm scalping something. I guess I want to be a scalper and a swing trader. And those swings only come once. There's only 1-2 good swings a week. Right?
Do you know Kate? She's watching at the moment. She's liked one of your videos, or one of your streams, 10-hour stream. She's liked one of Curtis's streams. She's not liked one of my videos. Oh my God.
Does she even know you exist? She didn't know who you were. She doesn't even know that you're like you could throw a rock at her and smack her upside the ear.
Oh, we've got a question. high,
Have you made
simple, and dodgy.
experience?
Yeah. Have you ever experiences with introducing friends into trade and teaching with them? Is it a good or bad idea in your opinion?
Well, they're all dead now. All the ones I've shown. They disagree with me. I beat the shit out of them. They're dead. No, their eyes glaze over. They fall asleep when I explain it to them.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm learning myself, so I don't like to teach other people because I'm still making mistakes. So I'd rather let them go. There's so much free stuff on the internet to find that will get you started. You don't need to go and pay like $10,000 for these courses. But if you've got if you're into that sort of thing, I'm not. I don't think I ever want to be into teaching.
I think I could teach it, but I'd have to have like a really bizarre course, you know. I'd have a question. I'd have one of those questionnaires, you know. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? And then you have to take somebody like through. You'd actually see what, you know. I don't know. For some people, I think they're screwed because they've already learned a bunch of stuff that's just completely not designed to make money. It's just stuff that makes people feel good. Like when I saw an indicator, I thought, well, that makes me feel good. That's like having a gas gauge on the car. That makes sense. I should know when I'm about to run out of gas, right? All that stuff makes sense, but it's so hard. It's hard to accept the risk, I think, of trading, maybe. Or not knowing, right? Like the more indicators you have, the more you should be right? It's a paradox. I guess the problem with trading is a paradox.
Comes that guy winning all the time then. What's his name? Lambert.
Oh, Lambert, yeah. No, Lambert was the greediest trader I ever met. He told me on the script, he goes, can you get rid of that take profit? I go, what do you mean? He goes, can you just make it so it's like infinity? I'm like, yeah, but remember that trade he was in, the guppy? He was short. He was up like 650 pips and he didn't get out. And it came back and it stopped him out. He lost 50 pips. And he says, oh, I'll just do it again. I go, what the fuck? Remember Liam and I were cracking up? We're like, you're not getting out? He's like, he hasn't hit my target yet. I'm like, what's your target? Like infinity? Apparently, right? Up 650 pips on the guppy. He didn't get out. And then I talked to him one day, and he was scalping the guppy. I'm not even kidding you. Every time it went up a pip, he'd buy it. He was chasing it. It was insane, man. I was like, he seemed like such an intelligent person, too. This is what I find to be fascinating. Really smart people. Watch them trade. You're like, oh, my God. Give me a guy that has like, I've met homeless people that could outtrade him. Because you just tell a homeless guy, listen, you see that, do that. Oh, okay. But you overthink it. Man, you're in trouble, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I mean, when I first started trading, I was like that. I couldn't make a decision because I had so much info. It was tough. I try to get Kate on the phone here, but she's feverishly scalping the Dow Jones because it keeps dripping forward, keeps dripping north.
Okay,
I'm buying more Eurodollar.
I know this is going to be difficult for you, but try and keep the radio dead air to the minimal. I'm just going to go make a coffee. I'll be back in a sec.
Coffee.
Can I get a coffee?
Okay, I'm gonna put him
Back in a sec.
I got a noodle loop here. My vamp. Hello? I know you're there, pick up.
Hiya.
What's going on? What's the
Can you
story?
hear me okay? I can hear your music.
Yeah, are you
Is this
looking for a move in this? Is this Dow Jones gonna finally fall apart? No? I know you're there, pick up. Did I turn you off?
That's not me talking.
There you go. There you go.
Who's the other person?
What's that?
Hiya, Craig. Yes, I'm waiting for another swing on the Dow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know if this FOMC meeting's no big deal. It's just minutes from the meeting, but I don't know if it's enough to kick it down the tubes. The DAX keeps going. The DAX looks more bullish. They just took out that high from June, so they just keep marching north. Where the Dow Jones looks like it's trapped underneath. Yeah, just keeps going up. Uh-oh. What Dodgy went off to get some coffee. Everybody's just so busy. Let's see here. Trading's a boring gig, isn't it? Still pulling back on the. It's me, silly. Me and my computers. It's all me. It's all about me. Buying the Eurodollar here. Loading the wagon here, kids. It's 10:30. Telecaster going through tubes. Really analog synths. Fake piano, fake drums. I mastered that on Samplitude, which is a German program. Buying the pullback in the euro at the market. Try to sculpt something. I like sculpting. I don't want to get married to anything. Yeah. Yeah, I only got one song on SoundCloud. This is on Reverb Nation. I think I did this like 3 years ago in the wintertime. I like reverb. I like harmonics too. Just can't make any money playing guitar. Yeah, I'm playing a Telecaster. I'm playing into tubes, into a mixer. Actually, I did this on a computer with an RME. Samplitude. Real synths, fake drums. Can't you hear the anger? Can't you tell it's me? I beat the shit out of this guitar. Looks like Dodgy's jumped off. He's not here to. Yeah. Playing guitar too long, I think. Nobody ever paid me, so I had to quit.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you're all right. You sound like you went out and grew your own coffee, like.
The phone rang. Yeah, your mic's too close to the. Your face is too close to the mic, dude.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, talking like this, like it's really sort of
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
like that. Yeah, it's a bit close. You know what I mean?
I guess I'm just romancing it too much. Yeah, let me put some distance between me and the mic. I step back and get the whole room effect, right?
It's all about quality.
It's a hypercardioid. I should pay attention to that. I think I'm leaning forward too much.
What's your theme for today? What are you doing?
I'm too lazy. I'm buying the Eurodollar. You think I should? Think I should buy the Eurodollar? No.
Depends on your time horizon.
Anywhere from 30 seconds to 90 seconds.
Oh, Hans is here. This stream is just nonsense.
Well, we've achieved our goal then. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Well, what should it be?
I find it strange, right? I get this in on my poker streams.
What
You
should
get people come. Let me speak. You get people come in, right, and they say, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?" It goes, dude, if the stream's not for you, if I'm not hitting the buttons that you want me to do, you're not liking what I'm doing, go to next stream. There's always someone else. I don't understand people that come here and go,
This is nonsense.
This is nonsense. This is nonsense. And you go, okay,
come on. What if
go somewhere else?
Yeah, well, what if they're quadriplegic? You're asking too much. What if they're stuck on your channel? It's your duty to entertain them. God damn it. Why are you backing out of your responsibility when you stream like that? How dare you blame the audience? Can't you see they're paralyzed by the fact that you may say something really important and they don't want to miss it? So can't you understand that? It's not about you and your stream. How dare you?
Oh, Kate likes your ex. You know, I like it. Nice and husky. She likes your Barry White impression. Hey, baby.
What are you doing later?
Hey, big grid.
Hey. Have you seen the size of my grid?
Yeah, Kate likes your grid.
That's what I'm talking about. The ladies. What's statistic? Is that like Dadaism, where you just have like weird ass charts? Anybody into Dadaism? Anybody like to eat their mic? I thought it was an ice cream cone. It's hypercardioid. I'm hyper, and I've got a hypercardioid. So, what's the Hans and Franz? I am Hans and he is Franz. I'm going to pump you up. Right?
Hans was having a go at Wallstar in the room yesterday.
He's funny. He's German, right? Did he make him get his hat off the fence? Go get your hat off the fence. Okay, that's a Nazi joke. Yeah, see, that's funny. So what was he doing? Was he teasing him about the direction of the market? I mean, Hans is a very directionally orientated guy. He has a direction the trade should go in. I hear somebody typing.
Yes, me. Sorry.
Gosh, could you turn your typing mic down? Jesus, man. I can't believe you saw audio problems. Your keyboard's eating your typing mic. You're the next contestant on The Price is Wrong. Okay, so what do you think? Is this a good trade-on, man? On the 5-minute chart, I'm buying the blue. I'm buying the pullback in the big, giant Stairway to Heaven trade on my cloud system. Oh, my. What is that? That sounds like somebody just got like a power pack reinstalled. Did you update the chip in your head, did you? Gosh, you're such a normal person. I guess you have
it's me. I'm on there again.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how to stop the noise from the live stream. Hang on.
Oh, well, we'll stop talking. That's just too...
I think I've done it now.
Oh, look at that. You're a technician.
Yeah, getting good at this.
Wow.
Okay, I've just hit that M15 swing and I've closed out just to come online.
Oh, really? You took a break from the trading floor?
I've missed out another 4 points on 5 positions.
Well,
yeah, wow.
Well, there's a couple hours left in the week. Do you think you can make it back?
Oh, I don't know. Don't know.
Well,
tough out there.
Do you cross your fingers when you trade?
I cross everything.
Stuff all over.
Absolutely everything.
Do you take your dogs and cats and cross their fingers?
I don't have cats.
Oh.
Just a dog.
Does your dog know how to cross its fingers?
Okay, come on. What should we look at?
Doesn't that help? Doesn't that help? That's what
you have to cross everything.
It's like you put English. You put English on your dog, right? Right.
I love puppies.
No.
Actually, I'm going to close out all my pendings.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Take the pressure off.
Yeah. Done.
Pending stops or limits.
Limit stops all over. Yes, I've got someone arriving at 4. I have tea, but I always trade POMIC. Are you going to be here? 1900 GMT, about 3 hours time.
What are you, a sailor? Who talks like that? 1900.
Well, I have to because we're talking with everyone all over the world mostly.
Oh, not again.
So someone says, 7 p.m. What the hell does that mean? You've no idea, do you?
PM means post-morning? I'm not sure what PM means. AM means alarm morning? Like alarm in the morning? What does that mean?
Actually, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I just know that it's typically dark out. When they say PM, it means, this is going to be more intimate than AM. AM's like, you're in work mode. PM's like, okay, I can let my hair down, I think. Right? Isn't there a checklist? Do you have a checklist?
Is that why you invited me for lunch?
Yeah, that's right.
And not supper.
I can't afford supper. Yeah, I'm on a budget. I knew I could just get you an orange, like I go for that continental breakfast at the hotel. It's just like a piece of toast, some cold coffee, and the newspaper.
So what are you trading at the moment?
I'm just trading the euro dollar. They're just boring me to death. There was a pop earlier. Yeah, it's just pulling back into my fair value limit entry. I'm going to try to trade a 20 pip bounce here if they pull it back 10. If they pull it back...
it's definitely going up.
Yeah, it's in an uptrend, but they trapped all the traders. Oh my God! Wow, Jesus! You got a signal, I think. Is that? Did they stop you out? Holy God! What kind of platform do you have? Man, that's wow.
That was what a broker that is.
Boy, when that broker pulls, when they get a margin call, they get a margin call. Wow. Who's prepared for that? Do they have somas? Can you get a pill with that account?
That's
like
funny.
Some type of protection. Man, I can see that spread betting's not as fun as it. No wonder you don't pay taxes on that spread betting. Holy shit! How dangerous. They're like, you're gonna need. We don't gonna tax you because you're gonna need something to put something on that wound.
Will she come back alive?
Man, I'll tell you what. Does she have one of those "I've fallen and I can't get up" necklaces? I don't know if they have that here. She probably got hit with one of those bobbies with that nightstick, kind of stopped her out of that trade. They caught her trading that 1 minute chart. A broker. Yeah, that's tough, man. Man, you thought trading was like some kind of tame sport? Think again.
There's one for the highlight section.
Trading's not for sissies, people. I mean, witness that. Wow. Man, I'm glad I'm only on the euro. See what happens when you trade the stocks? Well, stock traders, they don't take no prisoners, man. Okay, they pulled back. This thing's sufficient enough. Do you hear that? She says it's an uptrend. As soon as she said it was an uptrend, they came and got her. They're like, oh, it's like Robin Atchie. She found out the secret. Okay. So what are you waiting for, your limit to fill or something?
I'm in nothing. I'm flat. I've had 2 trades this week so far. I had USD JPY short, USD Swiss short. Got 52 pips overall between the two of them. 36 on one, 17 on the other, and I'm flat now until after the FOMC. When I come back on tonight at 10 o'clock, I'll see if I can get back in or if the market's changed, or see what other trades come along. Yeah. Plus, I miss out paying the 3x swap as well.
Yeah. Oh, really? So you don't. So you can't even scalp silver. You're saying on your forex platform they're not going to let you scalp silver.
Yeah, I could. I'd choose not to. I'm only choosing to do FX at the moment. I'm charting up and I comment on gold, silver, the FTSE, the S&P 500. But I don't trade it.
Isn't that where you are on a date and you're eating and then you start playing under the table? Is that FTSE?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking. Because they have spiders here, which is something in the stock market. People trade the spider, and I'm like, God, I'm scared of that trade. Euro looks like it's going to make a pop here, like an exit for your stock market's closing in 12 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Euro's making a run for the border, going for the after the high of the day now. So I'm buying that at the market. They're twist my arm. Do you ever have the market twist your arm and say, "Come on, trade me"? Come on, trade me. Maybe not. So you're not an emotional trader. You sound very calm. You should be winning at this. Do you get emotional when you're doing the poker's got to be more stressful than trading, right? Because this is like, this hand takes like 12, 20 hours to play this hand, but in poker, you 10 seconds a hand?
Yeah. Poker is more stressful than Forex.
Because you're really high frequency trader. I mean, you're going to do like 200 hands a day or 50 hands a day?
Poker hands, probably about 400 to 500 hands a day.
Oh. Don't you have like pokeritis on your hands, or mouseitis?
You know what I have got? Since I gave up work and used the desk, right, my arm, right, there's that
chronic movement.
nerve. There's that nerve in your elbow that gets crushed. So my little pinky finger is slightly numb. There's a name for it. It's people that keep their arms on desks all the time.
Tendonitis
I can't remember what it's called. Gamers get it, and people at work on desks get it.
Carpal tunnel, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Carpal tunnel, that's it.
Yeah, well, that's like tennis elbow. It's just a chronic movement. I had so funny. It's
where you're resting. It's where you're resting on a flat surface, and over time it just crushes. It's supposed to become. My desk has changed now, so I'm not actually leaning on my desk because I've got such a fucking small desk now. I moved it. And so my hand, the only thing that go on the desk is my hands. Everything else, there's no room for anything else. I've got to move my monitors. I actually worked out today. My wall, right, is 34 inches wide. Okay, so my monitors, right, are 22 inches. yeah, 22-inch monitors, right? So I'm going to put 4 of them on the wall, but I'm going to have to put 2 in 16 by 9, and the other 2 I'm going to have to put in landscape sideways.
Huh.
So they fit.
Right.
Which is going to be unusual.
Flip 'em. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the
you can
landscape, the portrait mode is really cool if you're going to run the terminal, pure terminal, because you see all the tickets. Of course, you don't have that problem, but
No.
I was doing that where I could see all the tickets.
I've never done it before, but I was just sitting a day just looking at it. I think I can put those 2 sideways. I've seen on like some trading desks have been sideways, but I've never actually used a monitor sideways, so it'd be weird.
It's great if you have a newspaper, a blog, because you can just read without scrolling. You can just read down.
Right.
But not all monitors are really designed to be tilted like that, because they're actually set up for landscape, because the way the contrast is, when you set them like that, it's weird because you can't see. Unless it's an IPS monitor, they're really kind of like, it's like looking through blinds. It's like Polaroid filter.
Okay.
They're actually it's actually directional, because the horizontal, when you have it landscape mode, it's really designed to. You can actually change the contrast by tipping it. So the problem with vertical like that is the contrast changes as soon as you move your head a little bit. It's kind of freak out. They get used to it. I got some Dells like that here that I could just hook up and get crazy with them, but yeah, it's just it's elaborate. I see people with like 20 monitors. I'm just thinking, man, you have a staff? Like, who can look at all that? I think it's just fear of missing out, or just fear of not enough info, I just watch my equity go up and down. That's enough info for me. Like, shit, I think I'm on the wrong side of this thing. Hope they stop me out soon. Free up some margin. So Herman Trades. Herman Trades says, think we could see return to the center range. Either that, we're going to get some kind of move to the edge of the range just before the news comes out. Surprised the stock market is still trading that high, though. Stocks just won't stop. So you can't convince your poker buddies to become Forex traders, huh?
One of them keeps coming in and asking questions and stuff, but I'm not really a teacher. He said, I'm going to start mirroring your trades. I said, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, boy.
He actually knows nothing about the FX industry. I said, trade following, there's a big industry in trade following, but I'm not into that. Don't follow my trades.
Baby pips or something and go through the basics, I suppose, right?
There's a company called Ayonda, eToro. You can go and put your money on there, choose a basket of traders, follow them, and every time they
a social site. eToro, I think they trade really small too, right, Nano?
Yeah. Ayonda as well. They do micro lots as well. So there's a big industry for it, but it's not something I would look at.
Yeah, it's pretty. The thing is I'm finding that, just the word trading is a trigger. A lot of people go, oh, I don't know anything about that. Or they think about the Wall Street movies, or they think money's the root of all evil. Just all sorts of things come up. It'd be different if you were showing them how to build a website, because they go, but trading is just a completely different backdrop to it mentally, I think. Just the word finance, all that stuff. If it has to do with money, people are suspicious, right? So if you're showing somebody how to trade, they're like, well, people don't mind paying to go to school. The people are trained to pay to learn stuff. So if they learn for free, somehow it's not as valid information. They paid for it. It's somehow certified information. It's weird. That presupposes they're going to do what they paid to do, right? So if you go to if you hire a workout coach and you ignore what he says, then you're paying him, Doesn't mean that you're going to get fit. Just because he might spot you, help you lift weights or something. But
I'm thinking about moving my account to Hot Forex because I've got a small account, and by putting it into dollars, I'll gain $200 on my account.
Yeah, I want to get this. Actually, somebody told me that if you go to the PAM accounts at Hot Forex, that those aren't necessarily brokers. In other words, it's from other brokers. It just so happens to have this list of PAM accounts because I don't think those are all Hot Forex PAM accounts. Because I had somebody looking at that, and we're looking at that, and they're saying, "Oh, they're trading at some other broker. They just happen to be listed at Hot Forex." It has quite an extensive way to examine all these PAM accounts by the size they're trading, when they got in and out, the history, how long the fund's been going, and what's the deposit amount. But I got to get that going because there's really some people just don't want to trade. They just want to make money, And if you only have to put $100 in there, let's try to get a landing page going. So I have a free domain for the moment right now. But you need a landing page that you can list all the funds that you're managing. And,
IC Markets, FX Trader 00 has put in chat. IC Markets. That's an Australian broker, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
If you signed up with IG via my referral link, I'd have rebated you half. Yeah, I contacted IG, and they keep asking for more and more and more information. It's crazy, dude.
Well, they're trying to be like a real broker where they ask you, like, what's your net worth and all this bullshit, but I think it's ridiculous. If you've got a server that takes you out of the market with a 40% margin call, who cares? There's 400 brokers. There's 400 brokers out there.
Ideally, I want to be on IG because I've got a share trading account that I use for my pension, and so I want to be in touch with the live UK share market. So I'd love to be on IG, but I've got to email them again, give them some more information. Just that my account size isn't big enough to be on IG for my forex trading. That's the only thing. I can't. The minimum they go is 50 pence per pip, but the max I can do at the moment is 10p a pip. And let's put more money in the account. And this time of the year is just not right at the moment. I've got other stuff to do. My son goes off to New York next week. I've got to book Disneyland. I need a new dining table. I need to put new monitors, stands up on my wall.
Dining table?
Yeah, we never had a dining table because my desk was downstairs. So now my desk is upstairs. There's a big hole in the front room. So.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now what's that?
Dining table. Oh, this is we got hardware. We got trucks here that it's not an app. That's not an app. That's a real diesel truck. That's an anti-app. It's hardware.
They can share your info with credit reference agencies. I didn't know that.
Wow. Huh. Yeah, IC is not IG, that's for sure.
Yeah, I see an IG.
There's about 550 brokers out there, believe it or not.
I see Australian IG, a UK spread bet broker. One of the oldest spread bet companies in the UK.
Yes, there's not a lot of spread betting brokers. That's a problem.
Oh well, a spread bet is only open to UK residents, so.
Yeah, but the UK has like you got about just there alone. There's 20 brokers in the UK.
Al Perry went bust.
Yeah,
Euro Swiss.
Windsor Brokers. I wonder if Windsor Brokers lets you do. You ever go to Windsor Broker? That was one of my first brokers.
I heard of them. Are they still going?
Yeah, they are. They kicked me out, but they had an elaborate thing. I had to like photocopy papers and sign them. It's kind of an elaborate process, but they let you trade the crude oil and Dow Jones, and I bet they have spread betting there maybe. They've been in Cyprus for years. I mean, they're you know, they had good. Before that was years ago, they kicked me out, but God, there's so many brokers, man.
And Paul Ryan, I couldn't take your referral anyway because I had an original account with them, so I'm not a new client to IG. I had an account, just that they changed their terms and conditions, and they want me to reapply. That's the only difference. I don't know, I probably have it now, but I had a CMC Markets one as well, but their platform is shit.
Yeah, I wonder if they have. I wonder if they've got spread betting here at Windsor Broker.
Yeah, I'm just
They've
going
been
to
there
reply
since
to
1998, I think they're saying. Let's see what they say, what they do here. Maybe they'd say it if they had it. But 29 years of trading. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find the ETFs. That's not the thing, is it? That's not a spread bet, is it? ETF. What's an AMO platform? AMO. Never heard of that.
a what?
AMO platform?
I don't know.
Oh, it's like their own platform. Oh, it's like stocks. Everybody redid their website, so it's mobile and unnavigatable. Yeah, there's this. You ever go to Light Forex? Has probably the most diverse kind of accounts that you can possibly have. LITE Forex. You can open an account there.
I'm just going to fill out. I'll just put myself on mute a minute. I'm just going to reply to IG while Paul Ryan's reminded me. I'll keep meaning to do it. I'm going to do it now.
Yeah, I got an FX Choice account. FX Choice is out of Belize. 200 to 1 leverage. Yeah, there's a 4-digit. Light Forex is 4-digit. Light Forex has if you can conceive it, they have it. They got 4-digit. They got 1,001 leverage. They got everything. You can actually zero your own account out. These guys bought another broker. I can't remember who they bought. I think they bought Forex for You. If anybody's... There's just so many brokers, it's ridiculous. That's the bottomless pit. You have to be in Europe, though. Have to go Bitcoin into that. That broker's got every kind of account you can imagine. Yeah, 4-digit. Looks like you're trading stocks then. Let's see. Just waiting for the euro to go up now. Those stocks are going up with it. Just buying the euro dollar here and pull back. Looks like we're going to make a run. Here's the 5 minutes. So I bought this blue walk down. 15 minute, there's a slight pullback on the 15. Come back to this support area. We got to break out, go after the high of the day now to complete that price pulse. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Dodgy's left the building. Dodgy's left the building. Well, still waiting for the euro to go back up. It's in an uptrend on the half hour. Right? No? Uh-oh.
Hi, I'm back
Alpha
again.
Centauri. Yeah. Right. No, they don't take U.S. citizens. Well, they do, but somebody asked me a question. So, how's your trading going there? Yeah, we thought that your alarm went off there, and it sounded like your dogs were hooked up to the MT4 signal service or something. You think this?
Am I in this call? There's two in call.
What happened?
There's two in call. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I know. I heard your dogs going. Somebody must have rung your front door.
Oh, stopping out.
Oh yeah, that stop out was rugged.
It'd be good,
You
actually.
okay?
I might
Did you
do
cut
that.
yourself?
No, it's the doorbell.
Okay.
They go nuts. The door goes.
Oh, because you don't want to use like a rubber knife or a rubber hammer, like the kids do. Save yourself from getting hurt.
I want to teach an 8-year-old to trade.
Oh
I think
gosh, I would
brilliant.
do that in a second. That'd be easy. They wouldn't say stuff
I know.
like, "Well, what?" They wouldn't say stuff like, "Well, what does zero hedge say?"
Or the news says this, or this is what's happening, or blah, blah, blah.
Or why aren't you using that 20 EMA the bankers use? Oh, I know.
I do use indicators.
Oh no, which ones?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
no.
have indicators.
Guilty pleasure.
Well,
Do you
it's
use them just so that you?
this stuff I was given, it just makes it easy. So,
Oh yeah. Well, we don't want to do that.
you know, big secret thing. I can't
Oh,
talk
using that. You had to sign away like a non-confession agreement.
Yeah, NDA.
Yeah. And are you sleeping with a gun under your pillow too?
I've got 8 years. I've got 8 years on that.
8 years and you haven't
Yeah,
given up the.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man!
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Boy, because you're still afraid they're going to hunt you down and find out that you divulged something?
well, do you know what, Craig? It's really out of respect, I wouldn't say. It's just out of respect. I don't have to use his stuff. I do because it suits me. And, you know, it is his stuff. It's not, I haven't seen it elsewhere. And, you know, it's nice of him to show me. So there's so many other things where you can trade. You can trade so many different ways.
But did you sign my forced disclosure agreement where you're supposed to tell everybody about my good ideas? Did you sign that?
I didn't.
Yeah, you're
But
compelled to
if you
tell
ask me not to
people.
pass them on, I won't.
Yeah, you're supposed to tell people that don't even trade what to do. How to run their life. Yeah. Oh, it looks like you're getting a signal. Has your
you know
dog
what?
been picking any tops and bottoms lately?
When I first had this, I was still losing money because my money management was no good.
Every time your
So-
dog barks, I buy 1K of the euro.
Hey, Ricky, come here, have this phone.
Disclosing my secret. They go, God, oh, sit. No, that's only half K. It's not a full bark.
Stop laughing.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not that.
You have to get that dog on some roofies so I don't overtrade.
Yeah, I got 3 at the moment.
Oh wow! See, that must be why I'm overtrading. Oh, that's right. You aren't you're the dog whisperer, right? Don't you give these dogs a coaching session?
Well, I train puppies.
Yeah, you train them.
Yeah, I love them. I love dogs. And someone years ago said, "Well, will you train my puppy? I'll pay you." So, and there we go. And it keeps me away from the damn screen, which is good. But I can trade.
Are they training them to swing trade or scalp?
It's got to be scalp.
Yeah, because they're dogs. They have they have no attention span. They got to be scalpers.
Yeah. Well, I swing trade the 15 minutes, and I scalp it on the M1. So I'm scalping the very swing. That's what I do.
Yeah, so you're a two-timer.
I'm a complete stacker.
You're cornering the market. You're cornering the market all by yourself.
It just works for me. It's amazing how many plus 10s add up.
Oh, I know. This is what I say. I say, I don't. I just soon have like a leaky faucet. You know how that adds up to like gallons at the end of the. It's amazing how much it adds up.
That, everyone wants to. They want one thing. They want you or an indicator or something on their chart to tell them which way price is going. That's what they want. And if you look at the 1 minute, you can tell which way price is going. If you look at daily,
well, that's right. But the question is,
but it might go down 300, 400, 500 points first, but it's still going up. So I don't understand how people want to know the trend on like the daily. It doesn't mean a thing unless you've got massive stop.
Well, the thing is that not to mention the fact that if I told you it was going up, would you know how big to get in and when to get out?
Yeah.
But even getting out, just because it's going up doesn't mean it's not going to take a breath.
No, exactly.
It's like, but a lot of people do have, they say, well, it's in an uptrend, but the thing is, what if you get in, if you don't scale into the pullback properly, you'll basically, like you just can't be so blind to say, oh, it's an uptrend, because there's a trend within a trend. So you always got to get a counter trend.
The reason your scripts are so good is because, say for example, you think the bloody thing's going up. So to get the best price, you have to actually buy it when it's going down. So the thing turns and starts massively going down. And then you think, oh, I can't get in because it's going down. It's going down hard and fast. So that's why it's great to have scripts, because if something's going up, it's got to go down first to pick up the orders in order to go up.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
Yeah, the other thing is that when I kept on chasing the market, I said to myself, wait a second. The better entries below me, so why don't I put a limit down there? And sure, I could buy one at the market for my ego, or at least for my kind of directional bias. I'll buy one at the market, but just in case I'm wrong, I'm going to put orders. I'll buy 1% at the market. 1% of my. Imagine I'm going to trade 100% of about $500, right? Not this 2% of your account shit, but I'm going to buy one because I think it's going up. Just buy one, then that's out of the way. Your ego's satisfied. Then just put your orders beneath, because you know that's probably not the shittiest price, but it's not a great price. And then you just you realize that when you get that inclination to buy at the market, that the market is already moving. You're chasing. You have to really read your own emotion, because you can trade around. You can train around your impulsive thinking by saying, you know what, okay, buy one. Or even buy it on a demo account, and then realize that, you know what, it's probably even a better to sell when you see a price move like that. It's almost like a better to scalp it for the sell, because you're late. You have to admit you're late. I mean, this is the thing I think people don't want to admit. You're late to the move. You missed it.
Well,
you have to counter trend trade it now. Like, you got to counter trend trade it now.
Being able to stop out, that was my biggest problem. Not being able to get to stop out. And so many people have the same. Oh God, how my alarm's
You mean
gone
just stubbornly holding on to
I had this guy, and he couldn't stop out, right? He couldn't stop out. So I said, right, okay, well, here's a script. Here's a script which means that you won't stop out and your risk is limited. And he said, well, what does it do? So I just said, well, just trade it. What it was, so for example, the double whammy, if he did a limit to go short, okay, where his stop should have been, say 20 above, it did a buy stop up there. So he was actually locking in 20 points, or, if he realized it would be minus 20 points off his account. And he had all these lock-ins. So it really, really showed him that you have to have your stops in. It's exactly the same.
Well, the
so
thing
he had all
is
these losing positions everywhere. And then he started getting it and doing it around the opposite way, and it started working.
Yeah, it's funny because you could put in these stops that I got my tightest stop is like 7 pips, and the thing is that I know I've got my widest stops about 12 or 15, and they're all stacked up in there. And the thing is that I don't care about each individual ticket like I would like a lot of people would care about each individual ticket and consider that to be their own little. In other words, they have such emphasis on one ticket, where I just thought, well, hell, if the broker's going to let me trade in small increments, why don't I just go with what the broker's? In other words, that's the format. You're stuck with the. And actually, it's to my advantage, right? So I don't care. People say, oh, well, you're paying commissions or you're paying the spread. I'm like, yeah, but I'm actually able to trade the price action, and whatever the market does, I'm kind of like riding on its back. So if it goes up, hey, you know what? It goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. I mean, this kind of, you're not supposed to have a wishy-washy attitude. You're supposed to have a bias. You're supposed to trade one direction. But I'm finding the more wishy-washy I am, the more money I make. Because I'm just like, oh, looks like it's going up. Looks like I don't want to have this locked in. Oh, today's an uptrend. Only trade it from the long side. Well, what if the best trade's a counter-trend trade? Because it spikes up. Because that presupposes you've got that button to press for the counter-trend trade.
Well, I would have a problem with everything that you're putting over onto your chart, because what is your total risk if it all went wrong?
Well,
the account.
Yeah.
Well, no, it can be more than account. It can be more than the account.
Well,
Not
yeah.
a demo.
I did that on a Pari demo. I blew it up. I was like $2,000 underwater on a gold trade because the news came out, FOMC came out. No, I know the total risk because it's no more than $1.50 per button press. So
right, so
actually it's a 15-minute expiration on all the stuff I have on my tablet that I sleep with is all 15 minutes. So I know if I wake up in the middle of the night and I throw on some stops, I know that I go back to sleep. If they don't fill, then there's no exposure. Now, the other ones are 8-hour limit grids. Now, that has exposure, but I kind of did the math on that. So I know it costs $20 for that grid out there if they fill and blow up that grid. But I just...
So you got rid of the wife in favor of tablet?
What's that?
You got rid of the wife in favor of a tablet?
Well, actually, what happens when that script fills and blows it out, it sends an email to my wife, a predetermined. I've had the attorneys already drawn up the divorce papers. It triggers. EA is very complicated. EA's money management, life management. EA. It sends out notices to everybody I've met. You won't be seeing me for a while. I've been stopped out severely. I'm depressed.
Matrimony pips.
Yeah, actually, it has. Yeah, it has some bonus pips in there for the kids. Because I don't know.
I call it a cell bank. And I've got one which is a cell bank 8. And basically, where I drop it, it puts in 8 limits at 20 step positions. And it's covering 160 range, or 60 step positions covering 500 range. And each stop is above the next order. So I will always be short in the market, but I might have been stopped out. Yeah. And the actual take profit is right back at the base from where I dropped it.
Right. So it's a complete unfair back to fair value where you're at.
That's right. So I know that I only need one position to go to TP and it's made money. And it doesn't matter which position that is. Yeah. And having a 500 range or 160 range, if I'm doing the short-term ones, really covers, especially if you're at extreme ADR. So I know that will make money. It will either make money quickly or not. I mean, but my whole risk is geared up if the whole thing does completely spike and go against me over 500 range, which is very unlikely. Yeah. Doesn't matter. It's within my risk parameter.
Yeah, I mean, it can get very complicated. I was thinking about how, because I wrote some scripts here that last only 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours. And if you layer them up so that your kind of your most aggressive one lasts 15 minutes to half an hour. And as you go into a longer term pending, then they're smaller tickets or they're less, they're wider spaced. Because basically the whole idea is that you don't have to be there to pull the trigger. Now, if you woke up in the middle of the night, you don't have to judge the market because you already prejudged it.
Well, or you use it for news. Like I'll use my 60-step 500 range on the top of the dial for FOMIC. And it'll either get picked up or won't. If it gets picked up, it's very unlikely that it's going to go 500, upwards.
I look at it this way.
But it could do. It could do. But it's unlikely, but it could do.
Kate, does your chart look like Simple's chart?
No.
No, she doesn't have disclosure to do that.
No, I'm a white girl. I like it white.
Yeah, she likes whiteboard like she does like let me guess, you got white your kitchen's white too, probably. Like white countertops. That's way that way you can tell if you're cutting an onion, right?
Yeah.
Can you show us a screenshot of one of your charts?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you have to do. Oh, I think she just. Oh, that was the guy that owns the rights to her charts. He said no.
I'm going to cut out.
Oh man! Wow, boy, when she gets hit, the market hits her. It hits her. That's like, oof.
Yeah.
Man, mentioned charts. Tell you what, I'm glad I'm not.
You mentioned charts and the MI6 on the door knocking.
That's what it sounds like when you trade with too high leverage. Did you hear that? I'm telling you, man. It's not for sissies. That high leverage looks good on paper, but...
F Explorer just knocked on the door.
Yeah, they got your bonus pips. They're all crumpled up. Your bonus pips got caught in a car crash on the way over. No, I wanted to grill one of the traders here, but nobody's, like I said, this one guy from France, he emails me, and then so I said, on Skype, I said, hey, this is Simpleton, and still haven't heard back from him. Then this other guy, let's see if I can call him. He couldn't get his headset going. Oh, he's going to have a smoke a cigarette, he said. There's this guy from... he's from Castor on the Sea. You know what that's at?
Castor on the Sea? No.
He says this in the UK.
Castor on the Sea? You probably got it wrong.
Pronouncing it wrong. Castor? I guess I'm not going to get a cab ride there. I could try to call him. I don't think he's got his headphones set.
Just try calling Lambert.
I took him off my list. Liam and I, isn't he on your list?
He's on Twitter, isn't he? He used to be on Twitter. What was his name? God. Lambert what?
John Lambert.
Really?
Yeah. He probably got killed by a Muslim. He was all worried about those Muslims, and he had good right to be worried because I talked to him like years ago. This guy's not answering. Call failed. No, he's probably on your old FX Dodgy list, right? In Skype. Did you delete him?
No, some my old Skype accounts I can't get into.
Huh.
Lost passwords, old emails I don't use. I've tried to recover them, I can't do it.
Yeah, that's right. That's always a problem.
No results for John Lambert, trader.
Oh, I know he had the, I can't remember the name of his Twitter thing.
Think.
Norfolk, England. You know where that's at?
Norfolk, yeah. Northerner. It's up north.
That's where this guy's from. He's in the He's in that Discord room.
He's in Discord room.
Yeah, his name's Hodgkinson or something. Let me see. Oops. David Hodgkinson?
I am back.
Oh, wow. I thought
Yeah, but
they
that's
found
not-
out you
that's
were
not-
giving away
yeah.
the secrets and they came to the door. The Gestapo came to the door.
Testing.
Testing, you read over.
Okay, great.
Are you there?
Oh, yeah, fine. Killed one dog.
Really?
2 to go.
Oh, you're getting rid of him?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes, I've just been handed lots of money.
Oh, my.
For them
Oh,
to
so
take
you're... Oh,
back.
yeah, that's right. I forgot you're dog trafficking. So how much can you get for a dog these days?
Your broker come and knocks on the door and gives you cash. Oh, I like that broker.
I know, it's amazing, isn't
They
it?
deliver
Yeah.
those bonus pips in person.
I get doggy treats as well.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I know.
Are they good for your teeth?
So we was talking about charts.
Yes, I'm
She
on
can't
NDA.
show her charts because she doesn't want to go to
I've got
patent pending jail.
8 years of it. I'm 2 years down. And out of respect for the guy that gave it to me, I wouldn't. He's a good guy.
Oh,
What
you're
is
trading-
it? Is adaptive
you're
moving
trading-
average?
You're the trainer of a proprietary system, are you?
No, it's not really a proprietary system. It's just a guy that was trading for 45 years and came up with a way of getting you in at the right place. That's all. So you still have to work on money management.
Is it indicator or is it just like a roadmap? Like a
Yeah, it's roadmap. That's it. It's roadmap.
well, just structure trading,
Stock key trading, what?
like a structure trade. Oh, just getting in at previous levels.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, he's a cool cookie.
Yeah, you're pretty secret. That guy from Canada, I still can't figure out who that is.
Well, I know he spoke to you. He told me. Said, "Hey, check this
But
dude
I
out."
really don't. I think you just saw my video. I never talked to him.
Oh,
I don't think I ever
maybe
talked
I
to him.
misheard. Maybe I misheard.
Because I really
Yeah.
would have remembered. I know about 5 people from Canada. But
You might not have told you he was
think
from
most people
Canada.
just stumble across the video, especially when I have a title that's like...
Well, he got hold of you when you were doing the ICT slag-offs.
yeah.
Because he thought that'd bring it. He hates Mikey, Pizza Man.
I just watched...
He acts like absolute god.
well, yeah, when you mentioned the Twitter thing, so I went to read his Twitter things, and he was talking about how he's surprised that the British pound reversed, and I'm like, really? Like, he's really surprised the British pound reversed? I'm like, did you think it was going to go down forever? So funny.
Well,
But he just
I
trades
don't-
one trade. He's just a one gun
look,
slinger.
people can't understand how I can make money shorting the Dow and DAX. But it's going up. Well, yeah, but it's still got to go down. Get up to go up.
Did you tell him it doesn't go up in a straight line?
Well, I would have thought that wouldn't need to be telling, but I think possibly I should email them. Nothing in a straight line.
I noticed there's some zigzags in the market, so maybe that's where you're making money.
Where I'm making money.
You make money because it's going zig and zag, not just
Yes,
zig.
yeah, that's right, yeah. But it's quite easy. When it's going up, you only short at fresh new highs when, all your bells and whistles go off. And when it's going down, you just short at your classic bottoms become tops.
Yeah, you should be able to read you should be able to read a
It's not
spike.
rocket science. It's not
Yeah.
rocket science.
Well, but see, the problem is that a lot of people don't have the finger on the trigger to pull the trigger when they see that opportunity. And if they get in late, then they're chasing, and now they say, oh, my God, it's going the other way, and they get whipsawed. I mean, getting whipsawed just means that you missed your entry, and now you're out of sync with the market, And if you're just watching one instrument, plus the reason is you're probably just trading one instrument at a time, which is what I'm doing, because I can only focus on one thing at a time.
My brain isn't big enough to concentrate on more.
Yeah, I've already run out of RAM. Yeah.
That's all. I can't do all the other fancy stuff.
Yeah. Well, I lost the backup in my head too, and I ran out of RAM, so I'm down to like a couple brain cells on caffeine, and I'm just trying to trade the tick chart. I'm kind of looking at the tick chart. And somebody asked me once, what's with that tick chart? I'm like, well, that's my signal service. If it spikes up too fast, I know it's a fake out move. If it goes too fast, I mean, unless you're really breaking through major, like taking out the 4 hour or something, to me, it's just a fake. It's just my fake out indicator.
Kate, someone in the chat, Matt Dat said Kate was once a devoted ICT.
Yeah, true? I was. Yes.
She had posters. Didn't you have some wall posters with him? Like
I have spent so long watching all his videos, and they all made sense. And until I suddenly realised, well, how you can't trade this shit. You just can't trade it. You know, one thing on an order block. I mean, my mentor calls them hand blocks. You know, they just get sliced right the way through. I mean, if you take, for example, his classic, which is an H4 order block or daily order block. So it's the last big clump in any big move. Guarantee it's going to work at some point, somewhere, because that's where all the pendings are. And but it's not a foolproof system. You can't properly trade it. I mean, people do. You can trade anything as long as your trade management is okay, and you have your stops. Because if you've got the right R&R, you only have to be right 30% of the time. So of course you can do it. But he just packaged classics and made it his own and made fortunes out of selling it.
So he's selling like the instruction set on how to launch it? I don't get what he was selling. I thought he was selling like hand-holding mentorship, like here, I'll show you, like he was doing like hand-holding mentorships and stuff right now. Not really?
I don't know. He's just selling something that you can buy in a classic trade book. You know, the best book is Technical Analysis of Stock Trends by Robert Edwards and John McGee. You just have that. Or Street Smart. Street Smart, that's another one. Street Smart's a good one. All you need is those two books. You don't need any fancy course or anything like that.
Yeah, but you still need to be able to you still got to put the trade on. A lot of people, they don't have no trade plan.
Yes.
And the problem with ICT is he's scaling out, but he's not scaling in. So what's the point of scaling out unless you scale in? Like, why is he picking optimal trade entry and saying get in here and then scaling out, and then he's going to actually not even he's got too much data on his chart to really see this optimal trade entry he's talking about exist on the 5-minute chart. It should be in sync with the 1 hour chart. It should all come together, and you don't need to be looking back 3 weeks on the chart if you're a day trader. I just don't get that whole, like, what is that about? Like, you have a day in front of you and you can see where support and resistance are. The question is, are you placing orders in advance, or are you going to just babysit and pull the trigger? And do you have a trade plan to babysit and pull the trigger and not blow up the account? You know, the money management. Yeah, it's just money management.
Yeah, but if you're doing the same setup on an H4 and you're not scaling in, you know, on the 1Ks, you're just doing one-offs, you've really got to know, have a really big stop. Otherwise, you're going to frequently get stopped out of. So you either need a really big account or really large account, or a large oh God, I've lost it here. So you either need a really big stop or you need a really large account to furnish the small amounts.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you do the same on the M1, or you just don't need a bigger stop. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, you find your trade setup and you choose the time frame that suits your account.
Plus, suits your lifestyle. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I
you
can't
can hardly.
take days.
Some people can't sit there and watch a 15-minute chart, and so. But the guys that are on a 15-minute chart are only trying to make like 8 or 12 pips. The guy on the 4-hour chart's trying to make maybe 50 pips or something.
But then they've got a corresponding stop size.
Well, you can't get away from the work factor. So a lot of people just want something they know works all the time, but. Even if it worked all the time, you still have to trade around the trade. Like you still need to pay for the cost of trading in some way, and you have to be taking money off the table as it moves in your favor in some degree. Otherwise, you can't afford to ride one single idea. Like I say, nobody would become. Show me the musician with the hit song that wrote one song. No, he wrote like 100 songs. He recorded 50. He's got 3 hits, you know.
Well, why do you take stuff off the table? There's another way of doing it. Say, for example, you're long with our 10 units and it comes to a point you're at a swing high, so you know you need to take some off the table. Why not just go short one position?
That's right. You could do that too.
And you keep doing that. So all of a sudden, your break-even point is moving further and further away.
That's right. You're building a winning hedge.
Yeah. And then
you're building
you can actually then start adding to it. So you can have larger positions with stocks so far out of sight, there's no way it'll get hit. And that's safe trading. That's how I often trade.
Right. You can just build a hedge. You can build a winning hedge that way because regardless of how it unfolds in the end, they'll stop you out with profits if you get the ratios right. Plus, the other thing is that the guy that sent me this email last night, the other day, he talks about, he says break-even orders, right? 1-to-1 ratios. I'm like, you know what? You got to be greedy. You got to have 4-to-1s, maybe to 1-to-1 occasionally, right? But you can't, you got to have some greedy tickets in there. You got to be greedy. Now, here's another sociological issue is a lot of people aren't greedy. Like if you're intelligent and a nice person, you're kind of doomed when it comes to trading. Like, I don't know how you're going to make any money because you kind of have to be contrarian, which means you have to go against the mob. You have to be so many things you wouldn't be in your normal life that it's really killing the market. You have to be kind of like an asshole, I guess, because you got to be like, no, I don't think so. Yeah. You know, and then you got to be like, kind of, okay with getting stopped out of, and not even knowing you got stopped out. You just see that, oh, you know, I have less margin going now. That's what I'm not. I just monitor my margin level, actually.
But it's changing. It's changing your mentality. I had a guy a little while ago who was saying, he said, it doesn't matter what I do, I always lose. I always lose. So I said, well, open another account and do exactly the opposite. Do your normal stuff. And every time you enter that order, do the same on a different account, the opposite way. Have 2 demo accounts.
Let me guess. He second-guessed himself and traded.
No. 2 demo accounts, yeah? So his setup happened. He'd go long with his stop and his take profit there. And on his other demo account, he would go short with his stop and take profit, such and such. And he worked out very quickly the fact that his setup was always working when he went opposite. Because the market's primed to make you go in the wrong direction.
So you mean to tell me he didn't make money on his opposite account?
Yes, he made money on the opposite account.
Yeah.
So he reversed his setup.
Did he feel like he betrayed Did he feel like he betrayed himself?
I missed that, Craig. What was that?
No, do you think he felt like he betrayed himself? Like, in other words, do you think he felt like an identity crisis? Now he's no longer a loser.
I don't know. I only talked to him a couple of times. He came back and said, wow, geez, this is working. Never hear from him again. Actually, that's bloody rude, isn't it?
You should have made him sign a non-disclosure agreement for your idea.
I should have done. I'll give him my PayPal account, send me a bottle of wine. Jesus.
Yeah, what happened? You should have had some kind of...
I'm going back to dogs.
Got a broker.
Do you know where you are? Anyway,
did the dog just put on a good trade?
Dogs are asleep now. We bored them.
Oh, dog's swing trading in his dreams.
Yeah.
Does your dog wake up in a panic and grab the mouse and try to get out of a trade?
Oh, I haven't seen that happen. Might happen.
Well,
Why are you so fixated on my dogs?
what's that?
Why are you so fixated on my dogs?
Because they're I think they're going to be the next. Forget EAs. I think that the canine Forex club. I think is going to be the next greatest thing.
Not the rhesus monkey, then.
The rhesus monkey trades Forex. Is that where the 100 monkeys type out the works of Shakespeare? Enough monkeys in a room could scalp the DAX.
Actually, I was thinking, I always wake up in the middle of the night with ideas. And I was thinking, the EAs. I haven't gone down the EA route because they're too complicated. But I was actually thinking, when you have a new idea, build it up in your head as if it is an EA.
Right. I try to trade like...
Clear.
Yeah. Well, that's the mechanical trading technique that really, if you do have this thing where the market's drifting up and you just keep running sell stops underneath, so when it backs up, you're locking in some type of entry. Mechanical trading, mechanical trading, I try to look at it mechanically. I can look at it from that kind of view of like, oh, I can see where they would go if they auctioned it out and trapped everybody here. I can see where they would retrap people on the upside. But that may take hours to unfold. But in the meantime, the mechanical trading seems to work because, oh, look, it's just going up. Let's go with it. Like, don't judge it, just go. And in other words, you're actually... I like that,
but I always have a problem with distance. How do you do a mathematical distance?
You have to be in the same room with the person.
For the distance?
It is true. You got to be.
And what's your risk on that?
Oh, you mean the distance from the limit fills? Where you're at now, where it's going to go?
Yes. Like, for example, my sell bank got a 60 step on a 500 range. Where would you mechanically do that against your ADR of the instrument?
I guess mechanically I'm thinking like current price action. Current price behavior, like if the market's going sideways, I figure that I can run a stop entry breakout strategy, or I can just get in with a tight stop. When the market's quiet, I figure run tight stop. When the market's loud, I've either got limits that are about to get filled on a spike, or I can't really trade it because it's too wild. I'm waiting for it to smash into a wall. Because if you didn't get in before the hysteria started, I think you're kind of like chasing. It's better to front run it with limits. Better to throw limits where you think it's going to land, because it's too vicious to ride it. I mean, certainly if it calms down for a few minutes, I could jump on the train, but like this FOMC, if it gets wild.
Have you got the Dow 15-minute in front of you?
Let's see.
Just today's
action. I got the Dow 15 here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pulling back, so it's pulling back into.
See the needles? See the needles at 8:45.
Yeah.
See the needles?
Oh, the needles. So you think it's like you think you're driving a car now? Huh? Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, that would be probably taken out FOMIC and viciously to the all-time high at 8:55. Okay,
I think it's about to take out the low of the day, to be honest with you. Because if the euro goes up here, I think they're going to crush the Dow and take out the low of the day.
Only ever short, but I won't short now. I will wait until those are taken out, and I've got all my arrays above. Or I will have. I've taken them off now. So, okay, with that knowledge, I should actually be at 8:45. I should be putting my buy stops there, and with the take profit at 8:55. That's what I should do. Nice 10. Load it up. That's what I should be doing. I know this, but mentally I can't. It's ridiculous.
Well, you could do it just one ticket to get used to the idea. It's just like one toe in the water.
That's true. That's true. Then it sits there and it's little pink color.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think is getting used to being uncomfortable. I know. Like, see, I see a top. I see a bottom becoming a top in the half-hour structure of the Dow Jones. Like this morning, there's a bottom, and we just came up and tagged it.
The 840. Yes, that's it. Yeah, the 840s, 846s.
Yeah, people. That's the turnbuckle. That's
a real setup, and that's the real setup there. That's the setup for later, or the pendings are there.
See, if I could enter on limits and some stops, I figure if I have a blend, say at the market, if it goes up for an hour, I sell at the market, every hour goes up, I probably can only, maybe there's like 10 trades like that a day, because it's not going to go up every hour for 24 hours. So if I get in on the clock at the market, and then I have a limit there, and then maybe there's a stop for kind of a chase entry, kind of so to speak. But if I have a blend going, I figure if I have some kind of balanced approach.
That is the whole thing that it's all about. It's having a small enough position and a wide enough range in order to capture the move that you know will happen, but not when it will happen or the extent of what will happen. So all this going in with a huge, great ticket price and one-offs just doesn't work consistently. It doesn't for me.
Yeah, because you got to be flexible. You can't paint yourself into a corner. You can't use up all your margin on one idea. I mean, you just can't do it. You cannot go in the recording studio with one song you think's going to be a hit. You got to record 10 songs, and people say, well, why did you record those other songs when this was the hit? Well, I didn't know that. Right? I didn't know what people were going to want. So how would you even think about trading? I think the problem with trading is psychologically people think, oh, look at this. I got a computer that can crunch numbers. I should find a precise entry. I have a Gartley, I have a Fibonacci, and I have the horoscope, and I've got zero hedge. How could I fuck this trade up? And, well, the more right you are, the bigger you would trade, right? And the tighter you run the stop because you're so precise. But what if they stop you out, and now you're done for the day?
And then your mental capacity is messed. That's what the worst thing.
Well, your ego's wounded because your ego's wounded because you spend all that time and all that energy, and I'm not stupid and blah blah blah. And my normal day job, I don't do dumb stuff like this. So now you're emotionally frazzled, and you can't even bring yourself to do that trade again. Not to mention your friends tell you you're out of your mind. If you've even shared, they actually say don't ever tell anybody what you're doing because they'll go, oh, you're one of those people. That'll never work. And you won't get into, your family's not going to, most people aren't going to cheer you on if you decide you're going to do something crazy, you know.
Is that why you trade demo in front of everyone and not live?
Well, I could trade the live thing, but I don't really want to reveal my account numbers and stuff. But the demo, actually, I only trade the euro dollar, so it doesn't mean, when people say, hey, look at this British pound, I'm like, okay, let's go look at the pound, but I'm not going to, like, I can't, I can't trade more than one thing at a time. What's that?
I get more stress demo trading.
Well, for me, it's more like, it's not, I'm more like script experimenting, I'd call it. I don't know. I mean, actually, plus I'm on this Orlando account where I can't get out of the trade. It's funny, I'm up, but I can't get out because the first in, first out rules. Actually, it's just kind of like, there's a guy that's cloud trading, and he's making a bunch of money with this cloud trading system. He sent me the charts, and he trades it, and he makes about, I can kind of just tell. Doesn't everybody know when they're in a losing trade? Doesn't anybody know when they're wrong? I guess if you can admit you're wrong, be nimble, be flexible, you make money because you don't have like a bias, you know. You don't have like, it's got to do this, got to do that. I think it's just psychological because there's people that trade so goofball, you're like, how's that guy making any money? Well, typically, even if he's using Fibonacci, it's keeping him from over trading, right? Because how often is that going to queue up? Not to mention, maybe he only is taking 1 or 2 trades a week and he's up on the week. And another thing is, what is your sample for winning? At the end of the week or at the end of the hour? You know, it really depends. I mean, how do you assess the end of, some people go, I'll give myself to the end of the month, and they can actually be winning trader every month, but there's days where they're getting killed. So I don't know how people even assess if they're winning at trading because it's not like a baseball game that has so many innings. It's not a football game, right? That has like, okay, the clock run out. Who won? It's not like that. Trading is just a never-ending stream of opportunity and disappointment. So how could you even, what is your assessment of whether you're even doing good at it, you know? It's pretty hard to say. Because some people say, well, you know, I had a bad week, but look at this year I made. I'm like, yeah, you had 2 months, you blew yourself up, and you made it all back in 9 months, and then you got to say, well, how long are you planning on living? How many winning years of trading you got left in you? And the whole reason I'm trading is because my physical job's been taken over by robots, so I gotta trade. I'm not trading because, well, I've been trading on the demo for fun, but I'm trying to make money.
I just love the beauty of charts. I just love the beauty of it.
Well, it's just funny because it's a random organic situation, and it's a natural phenomena. Price movement.
I don't see it. It's random.
It's random, but it's Brownian motion random. In other words, it's random, but it's going somewhere.
When I look at a chart, I think the way I look at it is that there's loads of little traders. They're on the M1. There's loads of little people getting in all over the place. And the more people getting in, loading out on one side, you get some big bugger who come in and take them all out.
That's me. That's me. When I step in, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't want to tell you because this is my disclosure, but I'll tell just you.
It's not nice, is it?
George Soros is backing me on most of my trades, and he's actually telling me what to do. He's a big currency trader, George Soros. He may be a communist, but he's a big wig trader.
He's a bit of a mean bugger, though, isn't he?
Well, he's not, and he's not hot. Yeah. His nose is a little bit like a witch. He looks like a witch nose from Wizard of Oz. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, he just looks like he should be on a bicycle passing me in a black and white film.
But I know I've asked you this before, and I have my very distinct view. Why do you think price is going where it's going?
Because it's already been there, done that. Actually, to me, it's just like... No,
that's not... I don't believe that.
Why is price going where it's going? The path of least resistance.
Okay, all right.
Path of least resistance.
For example, it's gone up to new highs. It hasn't been there before. So what you've just said, it's going where it's been before, isn't true.
No, it's going where it's been before sometimes because it has to retest. But for the most part, on the big picture, it's going into the path of least resistance. But see...
Yeah, but what does that actually mean?
That means that if it trades sideways too long, it's going to run either direction into the void because there's no resistance there now. If it's actually moving, if it's in the process of moving, then the market's either doing two things: it's moving or not moving.
It's more simpler than that. More simpler than that. The price mainly goes to where there's either orders already in the market or there's likely to be orders. It's moving to new pendings. That's all.
You're presupposing there's pendings there.
A load of people, if there isn't pendings there, and they don't, if there's no pendings there and it's spiked up to check, it won't hang around because there's no pendings there. There's nothing for it to eat up. So therefore, it'll go and find out the other way.
Yeah, but that's after it's satisfied the void. So actually, in the process of moving, it's probably gobbling up. In other words, there's either money management bots getting triggered for a squeeze to go the other way. Say it's a going down market. As soon as it starts to retrace and go up, it's getting short squeezed by money management bots, plus people that are like buying it because they're like, hey, it's reversing. Plus people, like I said, it's a lot of these stops, a lot of these money management bots are getting triggered and fueling the move. They become market orders. And people that are like, oh no, it's done. Not to mention the clock is very important. So we're coming up to the top of the hour here. You've got 15 seconds. You will see huge moves. 5 minutes, not huge moves, but you see real moves 5 minutes before and after the top of the hour because people are liquidating. And a lot of these are market on close orders. So the robots or the people, whatever have you, are going to pull the trigger and they'll create order imbalance. So the market goes from balance. When the market's dead and the water's sideways, I figure that's fair value. Everybody agrees, right? And then when people start disagreeing and they say we start caving up or down, then there's kind of like a panic or there's people come into the market. What's that?
How do you view news?
Well, the news is just, I mean, the news typically just creates, it makes the volume go up. So you'll see a pin bar, so to speak, like most news events that go up and down and just end up unchanged, maybe, right? Dead in the water, but it just goes on a burst because
but in one go, it's picked up a whole load of pendings,
right?
Whether they're takeout market pendings or new pendings that will stay in the market.
Right. Well, they would just blow through, like typically a news event that has a neutral kind of, it's just news. When the spread goes wide, in my opinion, the spread is the market. So when the market moves, it just means that the spread on that currency got wide. You don't see it maybe on your platform because maybe you have a fixed pip spread, but the market moved like the market is a spread. I mean, that's what they call it, spread betting over there, I think, because basically it's just not the spread for your broker, but the market starts to move up and down. What's that?
We've got it so easy in the UK. I mean, I spread bet. I've got fixed spread on everyone, and it's tax free.
Yeah, I got a fixed pips. I got a fixed pip broker at 2 pips because all that broker does is if the spread gets wide on my ECN brokers, what happens to that broker is he just moves up and down harder. Yeah,
so you get your orders, you get your fills.
Right. Plus, I don't get any. In other words, if I'm running the scripts and it says buy this, there is no. I don't get trapped. I don't get screwed by the spread. If I wrote the script right, I make money from the burst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I shear through my orders. In other words, I don't get trapped because if my stop is 8 pips and the spread goes to 8, I'll get out. They'll knock me out. Whereas the other brokers actually, if I put a hedge on, I'll make money on the other leg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'd rather have a fixed pip. See, a lot of people want ECN. They didn't realize that at 5 p.m., in other words, when the brokers close, that spread gets so wide. If you're a day trader, you're screwed. You have to get out and close all your open and pendings at the close of each day. So you really have to wrap it up. Unless you're a swing trader, you don't care about that. But see, it really depends what. And of course, once they start taking out the monthlies, taking out that, you're like, oh my God. I mean, I've sat there and watched the 5-minute chart when you're coming up on monthly support. And you're like, oh boy, look at this thing, man.
Yeah,
and it is vicious. It is vicious moves. I mean, the market spikes like 18 pips in a millisecond. Then it comes back and it gets so frantic because people are like, holy God. And not to mention the all those pending robots or whatever that's got those pending stops, they start hitting those things and become market orders. It's pretty crazy because it goes from, it's the only business I can think of where there is no, well, there kind of is a rush hour, like when London opens, it gets kind of more violent, but it's kind of weird because the market can be sitting there dead in the water and all of a sudden just take off like a rocket for no apparent reason. But I think it's just pent up pressure. The pressure of the market going sideways builds up pressure on both sides, and then the path of least resistance is usually
it's ICT loading up.
But no, yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, he's actually putting on monster hedges we don't know about. But usually what's going on there is that the market continues in the direction of the last price pulse when it goes sideways. That's why people get in on flags and pennants like that. Trend traders get in on these flags and pennants. Okay, market stalled out. It's accumulating for another markup. In Wyckoff theory, it's accumulation for another markup. And then they finally they reach distribution phase at the top. Then it goes down. Then it pauses, and it marks down again. It does a redistribution, and a mini redistribution, and it marks it down again. And you can see an absolutely perfect price pulse when you look at that, too. You can actually see the node where it flagged out, and it just went like for 1 hour it pulled back and then just kept on screaming in one direction. And I think it blows a lot of people's minds.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Ninja or Bagger?
Anything really that goes up, pauses, and keeps going, and it kind of screws everybody that has an indicator. They're like, wait a minute, it's overbought. No, there's no overbought.
Let's have stochastics and MACD on that
Yeah,
one.
wait, my MACD's crossing over. I think it's turning. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's alarm.
Yeah, that's what it is. See. No, they just wiped out my account. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, those sort of indicators are so seductive because you look back and you just think, oh, wow, that was beautiful.
Oh, they do that. They do that here in the States. They got these dashboards. I got some guy's car a guy down the street has a new car, so I got in his car, and I'm in the car with him. I'm thinking, my God, man, your dashboard looks like a Disneyland. Like it's just like ridiculous. Like you got the tachometers, got bars on it. This is that. He's watching TV. I'm like, man, it's like a circus in here. How do you drive the car? You know?
Oh, I just love the old type Alfa Romeo with the wooden dash, all wood.
Yeah,
all beautiful. Love that.
Yeah,
good old fashioned classic me.
Yeah, my first foreign car was my school teacher. My geometry teacher had a red Volvo, like an orange Volvo. We get in it, and I'm like,
they're so safe. They're so solid, Volvo.
Yeah, and it sounded great. It had a nice sounding engine, and I thought, God, this thing just sounds like a motorcycle with 4 doors. Yeah, the Volvo's just too safe for you. You want to be in an MG midget doing donuts in the rain, huh?
No, I just use cars to get to A to B. I load up with kayaks on my car.
Oh,
I'll sit on top kayak if I go down the river. Love it.
You put a kayak on your 4X Lamborghini?
I don't have any of that rubbish.
But you're a 4X trader, aren't you? Just like
using
using pound notes to light your cigars?
Do you know the money doesn't actually interest me? It's the challenge of actually getting it right.
Yeah, I think it's like playing 3D chess. I don't know. I think it's a lot of fun. Trying to get actually the thing is trying to have a conversation with your emotions if you're emotional. You know, just trying to tell yourself like relax. Actually, the trades I'm about to get out of, I always tell myself, no, just wait because you're right. If I feel like I'm about to bail on the trade, I go, you know what? You're just impatient. Just wait about 5 minutes. And so, and actually,
there was a time when I decided I was going to make trading my main primary income because I was doing really well at it, and I was going to make it my primary income, and that was it. So I got rid of a couple of other areas and concentrated, and that's why I completely blew up. So I've got lots of different. I've got 5 income revenues, including trading. But if I don't make money trading, it doesn't matter. So I make money trading. But if I'm dependent on making money trading, I blow up. It's happened. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Well, maybe because, but is it because you're over focused? In other words, because you decided to focus on one thing that maybe.
I don't know. I just think I'm stupid. I think bottom line, I think I'm stupid.
Well, I knew that, but I mean, aside of that point, but I mean the fact that if you're overly focused, maybe you're forcing a trader. Maybe you're over. In other words, if you traded once every 4 hours, you'd go, "Oh, that looks like an entry," and you're not like you're not sitting there going, "Come on, when's this thing going to move? This is obvious. Can everybody see what I'm looking at?" That's what I always wonder. Can anybody see the trade I'm looking at? Why isn't anybody fucking getting into this trade?
And then having a target. Oh, I've got to make this week. Jeez, God.
Well, that's another thing is that. Gosh, can I make about $50 today or $100 in the next hour? Can I just make
everybody that's starting making good, not to load up, but to take the money out and put it somewhere where it's going to give them a private income and keep doing that until they're at a level where the private income can really survive easily, and then have fun on Forex. That's the only thing that worked for me.
Yeah, I have to take something out of my account every week. Otherwise, I don't think my subconscious believes I'm really a trader. In other words, to just build the account up and build it up and build it up is not really, I mean, I don't think your subconscious believes that you're trading. I think you're just like scoring points. And of course, then you run the risk of saying, gosh, I got enough money, I could take on some ridiculously big trade and then...
Yes, but I have my account. I always keep it I always keep it at a certain level. When I double it, I take it all out and I'm back down to that level. And I keep doing that. So I never actually increase it too high because I have a threshold I can't get past.
Well, that's right. Especially the fact, say you start with $1,000 or you start with $200. So you take $200 and you make $1,000. You take out half. Now you got $500. But
yeah,
it resets you to be careful because you're like, in other words, it's like reliving the honeymoon over and over. Because if you're good at taking 500 and making 1,000, the problem is when you get to 2,000, you lose 1,000. But the challenge of taking 500 and making 1,000 and just keep taking, you're resetting yourself to that beginning part where, because unless you have the discipline to tell yourself, like, I know you got 20 grand in the account, but act like you got 500 in there. Act like you've only got 500. You'd be way more careful, right?
Yes, yeah. Oh, I did my buy stop, got picked up and closed for +4 at the pins. Yeah, the pins we were talking on the day.
Oh, yeah. Needles and pins.
Got taken out. Yeah, they got taken out.
Needles and pins. Do you put needles and pins on by Genesis when that's going on?
I would call them needles and pins.
Needles and Pins. That's a song by Genesis, isn't it?
Oh, I love Genesis. I saw Genesis in concert.
Yeah, the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. There's a song called Needles and Pins.
I'm going to go to YouTube.
Did you ever see Phil Collins with Brand X?
No.
Gosh, he plays jazz drums like he can't play anymore. I heard he stopped playing.
Really?
Well, he had his hands. He did a tour in Canada last year, and he had his drumsticks duct taped to his hands so he could play.
Oh God!
I guess he's got carpal tunnel so bad he can't hold the sticks.
Oh, poor guy. That's really painful. That apparently.
That guy plays like insanely good drums, and he's been playing his whole life. And I guess it's just like Neil Peart stopped playing. A lot of people retired. We had a guy here on TV years ago on the Johnny Carson show. His name was Doc Severinsen. He played trumpet. And he said it's the most... What's that?
I think that's worse. He plays the trumpet, did you say?
Trumpet, yeah. I mean, is that a naughty term? Is that a naughty term?
No, I just can't stand that instrument.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, then you're lucky. Yeah, well, how about the flugelhorn? How about a trombone? No.
Right.
Yeah. How about the flute? Maybe Ian Anderson.
Oh, the sax. That's my favorite.
The sax.
I love listening to that. That is just so gorgeous.
Yeah, the sax to me. Yeah. You ever heard Jan Jabarek?
Not very good with names.
Yeah. He has the most haunting sounding sax.
The other day, right in the middle of the lanes, right down near where there's a lovely palace down there. And there's about 3 college guys jamming. One was on the sax and the other 2 were on the guitar, and they were just playing. Oh, it's just magic.
Yeah, sax. I always wanted to play a sax because it's really like a voice. But I could never handle playing the sax because I get dizzy blowing in that thing.
Really?
Well, I was just a kid. I was smoking cigarettes, so I rented a sax for $20 a month, and I started playing it, and I almost passed out and died. So I said, I don't think I'll be a sax player. No, I really wish I could. Plus, the reed was tickling my lip.
Would you just smoke?
Only crack.
Take it up now.
No, I don't. I had to stop smoking cigarettes when I was like about 18 years old. I quit smoking cigarettes.
I'm lucky. I never started that.
Yeah, so it's so vicious because they're everywhere you go, and they're so expensive now that it's like, oh my God, I can't imagine. They were like $2 when I was a kid. It's like $7 now to buy cigarettes.
Chocolate red wine, that's what I like.
Really? Like chocolate that has red wine inside when you bite in there, or just like a chocolate chaser?
Plain old-fashioned chocolate and a glass of red wine. Perfect.
Huh. I didn't even know that was a combo plate. Is that a balanced diet?
No.
Is that your success? Is that how you make so much money in the markets?
I'm actually 5% diets as well. I'm a vegan mostly. Vegan food. I'll eat meat occasionally at friends when I don't want them to be put out by me. So, but mostly I just eat vegan food.
Yeah. I was thinking of getting a couple of chickens and making my own eggs.
I have done that in the past.
Yeah,
nice.
Chicken coops and stuff.
Yeah, but they really stink in the summer. There's lots of flies.
Yeah.
The supermarket's so much easier.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the right. Yeah, the feathers. I hate when there's a feather in my eggs. I hate that.
Do you? Or confront it with a harsh reality of where it's come from.
Yeah. Well, I get that.
Eating something with a face on it.
I put a stochastics on my chickens. Keep them inside the chart. Actually, I put the charts, print out the charts on real big bulletin board paper and have the chickens pick trades for me. I put ink on their feet. They find great entries.
I had a hen that if I sat in the garden and I'd let them out, she would come and jump onto my shoulder and there she would sit. It was really sweet.
Really? Wow.
Yes, really sweet. It's a grey one. She got eaten by a fox. It was really awful.
Oh. Did you get a video of that? Because you probably go get
No,
some hits on
you
that.
can never eat something you've known.
Oh, do you have a name for it and everything?
Yeah, you can't do that, I'm sad. No. So if you're going to eat them, don't name them.
Oh, is that with it? Yeah.
Here we go. There we go, the dial spouting off.
Yeah, the Dow is it going up again?
Wow.
Here, I'm looking at the
I'm just looking at the
Dow
pattern on
Jones.
the M15. Lovely. Thing of beauty. I leave it now until I'm from it and I'll load up.
Yeah, they can't stop the Dow Jones from going up.
No, it's amazing I make money on the shorts.
Yeah, well, if you're stubborn enough, you can do it. Are you
I
stubborn?
don't know. I just don't want a black swan event to absolutely crucify me. I've seen it happen before 9/11. I saw the guy when his account died completely on the Euro Swissy unpegging. That was a humbling. He was so convinced the floor would hold. I was almost convinced to go in myself. Luckily I didn't, but Jesus, never heard from him again.
Come on, really?
I know.
Really?
Makes very cautious.
He's completely...
Oh, he went big. He went in big.
He went in big without a stop?
Yeah.
Did he trade with
No,
stops?
He had a stop. His stops were as good as crap, though. Completely
Well, a
went
little bit
against.
about 300 pips of slippage. What, just one broker, one account? One man, one broker, one account,
Yes,
one idea?
Exactly. That's why when I discovered you in all these little 1Ks, I thought, oh, great. I love that. Love it.
Well, it's diversification, isn't it?
Yes, it's brilliant. I never used to do that before.
Yeah, I know. The idea that you would get really good at trading, that's what I thought actually trading was. Actually, I was kind of forced to believe that because at the time it was $35 to pull the trigger just for commissions. So I really had to be very precise.
Wow.
I remember that.
Wow.
I remember that McGee book. I had that big book, and I met the Bollinger Band guy. I met the guy that was in that other book. These people are just conservative analysts and stuff. That was back before even candlesticks, I think. It was everybody just like, I don't even think there is candlesticks in that McGee, that so-and-so and so-and-so technical analysis book.
Mm. Yeah,
That's just good old bar charts.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. If you only need to know where price has gone, really, I think, where it's gone to.
Yeah, but you still got to have a way to get on the train. It's tough. A lot of people don't even have a trade plan. They just have a. In other words,
was it you that said the edge is your edge?
Well, the edge, yeah, the edge is your edge when it's like if you're getting in at the edge of the market, literally. Like the
Yes.
edge is the edge. In other words, if you're going to buy new lows and new highs within 1 pip, that you're on the edge of the market.
Yes.
I mean, that can be your edge to trade on the edge, or you can trade in the herd in the trend, but you still have to. I think you need more patience to be a trend trader because you have to endure a lot of zigzags to the final destination, if you believe there is one.
Trouble is, technically, there's no such thing as trend. It just depends what time frame you're looking at. Like the M1, the M1, that's not uptrend or downtrend. It's all over the place. But the monthly on the Dow has been an uptrend. So therefore, if you've got price at one singular point at any one time, trend doesn't exist.
Yeah, the only trend I see is there's a smooth trend on the Dow ever since it left the that 1283 level. It's been going up.
Yes.
I mean 2280, 2283. It's just been drifting up. It's a drift trend, but it's only on the 1 minute chart.
But on the M1 or say for example lower time frames, it doesn't always drift up.
Yeah, to me, a real trend is kind of a quiet thing. A spike is really not a trend, but it is on the 30-second chart. You know, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's what really blows people's minds is every pattern is time frame dependent. Every indicator is time frame dependent. So it's really hard to organize your life around trading because if you're going to pick the 4-hour chart, then, well, you miss the entry on the 1 hour. And if you're in the 1 hour, maybe it's too choppy. You don't have a trade plan for chop. And maybe you have a trend trade plan and your indicator, your signal, whatever that is, or the robot you built, only cherry picks a trade, but it actually gets. The problem I have with a robot is you'd have to have 10 robots running because they'd have to have their own little slice of the market they're taking. And it's just, by that time, you spend so much time with all these robots, you might as well just trade manually. But the scripts are semi-manual to me. So actually, the idea that the scripts are going to decay in 8 hours, I could pretty much go to sleep and not worry about, if they 12-hour scripts, then that means I'm not going to get to my platform for 12 hours and let those things sit out there and be pending exposure to risk and pending exposure to opportunity at the same time. It's just a double-edged sword, unfortunately. There's no all or nothing. If you're all or nothing thinker, it's tough to trade because you're thinking, no, I'm not going to do it unless I know I'm going to win.
Yes, I do like the hourly scripts.
But to be compromised, see, I call trading one case is high resolution trading. Instead of high frequency, it's high resolution. In other words, I can accommodate a 22 pip plunge. I'll buy that whole area. But why would I want to pick an exact pip thing based on some a banker told me? It's too hard.
I can hear you, but I'm walking in and out at the moment. So if you can't hear what I'm talking, if I'm out of range, I can certainly hear you.
The dogs are sleeping through it, apparently.
I would have thought they'd do that during FOMIC, to be honest. I thought they'd take out the 800 lows.
Man, I can't believe the Dow just keeps drifting up. Incredible.
Amazing.
I mean, it's just, what's amazing is you're about just a few points from another historical day.
Again.
And the DAX is doing the same thing, right? DAX is...
Absolutely. Yeah.
But like what in the hell? I guess to the end of the year, maybe.
Who's buying all the bloody highs?
It's just amazing, amazing.
Well, when you think all the 401s are resting on this, they can't afford to let it go down.
Gosh, I mean, what happens when somebody, this is the aha moment. What's the trigger point? I guess people just closing out the books at the end of the year and having to pay their bills, maybe.
I know.
Where's the sector rotation? Are people going to go into utilities? There used to be like this thing where you'd be in utilities, then you go back into equities, and you go utilities, and people would shift back and forth. Because you could get utility bonds that pay guaranteed money almost, and everybody's going to keep their lights on, so that's always going to be a good investment. Everything's just getting all... Yeah, the Dow just keeps on going up. I don't see anything. Looks like the euro's going to start going down now. Everything's drifty. Yeah, it's just pretty dead. I guess we're waiting for this big announcement. Whatever it is.
We've got an hour and a half until comic, so I doubt we'll get any fireworks now at all. It's tea time. Time for tea. Is anyone listening to this? Are we live? Does this mean
there's 14 people? 14. We're torturing 14 people.
Voyeurs.
So I don't know. I'll put them on the pit and the pendulum. Yeah, it's pretty drifty, quiet. I guess they're waiting for that announcement or whatever it is.
I might decide to have a cook up. What do I fancy? Do you like cooking?
Yeah, if I've got electricity, yeah, sure, that works.
Oh, I love cooking. It's a passion. I love Thai food.
Yeah, I like the Thai food. I used to get red snapper at this restaurant, and they'd say, "Do you want it Thai hot?" And then I actually found out from the chef, if you want it really hot, it's called professional hot. So I get it professional hot, and then they bring it out, and I'm eating it. I've cut it with rice, right, so I don't end up catching on fire. And it was so hot, but I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to lose face, so I just kept eating it. They came by and asked me, how is everything going? And I'm like, it's good, Meanwhile, I'm breaking out in a sweat. But
did you put your loo paper in the freezer?
Well, on the way home, I had a religious experience in the car on the way home.
Oh no!
Yeah, my mouth's tingling because I had so much spice, and I thought, God, I was having this euphoric kind of come to Jesus moment on the way home, and it was the spice I was so infused with it that I was like,
did it go short?
Well, I was in a trance, and my lips are my mouth's tickling because it was so on fire. It's coming down. Actually, coming down off of that Thai high was kind of it was spiritual. I was looking forward to the next time I went there. I felt like it was like going to the sauna, where you get in the sauna and it's too hot in the beginning, but then after a while you're like, I kind of like it. Are you wrestling a fish?
But I couldn't talk. I was just
Man, it sounds like you're wrestling a vegetable.
Yeah. No, the puppy and the dog the other dog were having a play. So I just.
Oh, really?
It. That's why I didn't talk.
Can we bet? Yeah. Can we wager? Do you have a camera? Can we bet on it?
No, they don't fight. They don't fight. They just play. And it's the first time this other dog started playing with the puppy. He's a bit of a he's got some issues. So
yeah.
I got it.
What he does he's got is he paranoid? Is that what it is?
Well, he's actually come from Ireland, and the people that have him, two lovely men who are married, they're absolutely lovely, and they've taken on board this rescue dog who was so scared of everything, but he's coming round. He's coming round now. He's okay. I love that, complex dogs, the psychology of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people would just have them put down. They'd have dogs like that put down, and it just breaks your heart, I think.
Yeah, I guess dogs are really hold on to their memories. They're not able to talk themselves out of a fear.
No, it's not people. Some people are so psychologically messed up as well, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, it's once bitten, twice shy.
Hey, read the chat. There's some intelligent stuff.
Yeah, Mark Douglas said that if you get bit by a dog, it's going to take you about maybe 20 or 40 dogs that don't bite before you lose that fear. Oh. It's very hard to unwind.
Hang on. DXY uptrending market price currently hitting 61.8 retracement on a 4-hour leg. 1 hour double bottom with a polished, possible bullish engulfing. Also, if you fib yesterday's range, it's at 1.27. Very bullish. Oh, okay. So where do you get in? What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do with that? I like that. It's almost like...
That sounds so good.
It sounds like a dating site. Let's see. She's got one kid. She doesn't drink too much.
She's got 4 hour legs,
she's
1 hour double
retraced
bottom.
back to her house, almost made it home within 61 feet. She's sober for 4 hours a day, and she's in an uptrend. We're going on a date.
Oh.
Is she marriage material? I'm not sure. Yeah, she engulfed the whole sandwich on her lunch date. She engulfed the whole sandwich, so she's very bullish on ham sandwiches. What's that?
The traders on Twitter, you go into them, they sound so clever. Everything sounds so clever.
Can I get an Andrews pitchfork with that? Can I get that served up on an Andrews pitchfork, or maybe could you put a Gartley in there on the side? Can I get a garnish like a cipher pattern?
Oh, but he's such a cool cookie.
You mean
what's the other one? The other one. He's got a bit fat now. That's the only trouble. Anton.
Oh God, Anton.
Isn't he just so cool?
Oh, I like my favorite videos where he does this thing about retail traders, the secrets of retail, what they're after.
I love him. He's standing there, the bankered one.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gorgeous though. Right.
He's a half hour into the video and it goes, you know what? It's really hard to make money trading now because all the volatility dried up. And I'm thinking to myself, have you thought about tightening your stops maybe to accommodate the market? Like the idea that the market should be a certain way is such a hilarious premise. Well, the market should be like this, and if it's not, then I'm not trading. I'm like, well, then you're not very accommodating, right?
Well, I'm the same. I only trade my 15-minute swings.
No, but if the market was,
I'm not trading this one is because we're too close to FOMIC, and it's just not worth it.
Well, the market's so dead. What do you do when the market's dead? In other words, if you got a figure like this, if you own a store,
dead, you go to a lower time frame.
Yeah, well, you go to if the market's screaming, I go to a lower time frame. You can trade a 1 minute chart if the market's on fire.
Yeah, on a tick chart.
Yeah. Oh gosh, you can actually see it pause, and you're like, oh, better get in now. But you really got to sit there with your finger on the trigger. You've got to be. But some people have they take a broad view of the market, and they probably only get 1 or 2 fills a week because they're looking for this big entry zone that market's got to come back all the way. I always ask people that are waiting for an entry, why don't you ride it to the entry? But they're not wired that way mentally because they look at it like, no, I want to make sure everything's right here. I'll have them come back. Ultra confirmation traders, maybe they are making money, but like you said, they have to have a lot of money because they're not going to make. They rarely get an entry, and that's got to work out, and it's got a 200 pip stop, and they're already rich, right? They're not trading to make money; they already have money.
Well, I've seen over and over people that have traded well and got really, really big accounts. Their position sizes actually get smaller. Yeah,
of course.
Because you get to a certain point where it just that's what I've seen.
Well, that's what that guy Curtis Hanley does. He's got like $70,000. He doesn't have to sit there and try to make money. You could just pick out the most high profit or just the most low stress, low expense trades.
I think if you been raked over the cold lots of times and you have all your accounts, like you just have like a 5K account, that sort of thing, and you blow it up and you blow several of them up. When you actually do make it good and you get to your 200K account, you're not going to even remotely risk doing what you used to do regularly to a 5K account. So therefore your position sizes become smaller per rata.
Yes, percentage-wise, but some people actually do. There's a story, some guy said there's a story of a guy that took an account from like 1,000 to like 30 million and blew it up. I could see that because you'd be like, oh, dude, how do you think I got the 30 million? Well, I'll just put in a bigger trade and I'll make it to 60 million. But that's kind of like the casino approach. That's the classic story.
I mean, when you've got a small account, you can actually afford to be really flamboyant and blow it up because it's not going to be, it's not your whole life savings. But if you have a really large account and you've worked on it for years and years and years, like that poor Euro Swissy pegger who blew it all up. It just you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it.
Well, so you would just retire that account, make it a low frequency trading account, then take a chunk of that and open a new account, start all over again. That way, you have this kind of fun feeling again. You take money out of there and you go into another broker, and when you have a new broker, there's like a new kind of they have a different spread and they have different. It just makes it fun again, because I can't imagine just having one trading account, but.
I changed my candle colors to make it fun.
Yeah, right. You can change the templates. You can change the all sorts of stuff. You can mess around with to psychologically make it entertaining. But some people find entertainment in risking, and actually that's what I found out is that for a lot of people. The risk of blowing up the account is where the excitement comes from.
Well, yes. The other thing is you're used to losing a lot. That's what you're conditioned to do, and that's where your comfort zone is.
Yeah, right. Actually, winning can be kind of boring compared to losing, because losing's more dramatic, more drama, especially if you find that you like to, I'm sure you met people that they like to have stuff go wrong so they can tell you a story about how much all the bad things that happen. I mean, really, you really can't separate yourself from. That's the idea of a robot, that it's objective, but people.
Well, you've still got someone who programmed that robot.
Yeah, to be a victim. I mean, it's a perfect place for a victim is the market. The market's
you said
manipulated.
A long time ago, don't build a script that's going to reinforce your bad habits.
Right.
Or something like that.
Well, my first scripts I actually had scripts that they were super stubborn. They had like 300 pip stops on it. Because I wasn't trading with stops in the beginning, so I thought, well, if I have to put a stop in, it's going to be 300 pips. And then I started really losing money when I went to scripts because I'd already automated all my bad habits, which I think you would do with an EA too. People would build an EA and find out it doesn't work because all they did was take all their bad trading strategies and automate them.
Yeah. Well, I'm just walking away from the PC, but I can hear you.
Oh, you're using a PC?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were holding a string really tight on a Dixie cup. Yeah, market's pretty tame here coming into the news. I'm looking for a short squeeze in the euro, and then I'll probably dump and wait for the minutes of the meeting come out. What kind of stuff they're going to do here. Yeah, it's pretty tame. Pretty tame day. Boring, the most boring sport in the world, trading. I don't think it's more boring than this. Watch paint dry.
Hiya, I'm back. What's the range?
Did you make
How
any
far
money?
can you hear me? If I count and then I come back, can you tell me when the number you can't hear anymore? Is that okay?
Oh, I usually charge for that, but let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I think I made it to 12, but then you said something that wasn't a number,
so
and I
you
think
hear
that was
me.
a
You
secret
can hear me in
code.
my kitchen.
Yeah, I could hear you walking. I know you got a wood floor, so I've already found out which house you live in.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Wait,
not
the
a shack.
drones are overhead right now. Okay,
I live in a box.
You live in a
underneath
boat?
a bridge. A box underneath a bridge.
Oh, I thought you lived in a shoe.
No, I love my house. Love it.
Yeah, I got a wood floor. My house was built in 1919.
I just wanted to make sure you couldn't hear me if I went to the ladies' room.
Oh,
That'd be just so awful. I'd have to.
Why? Do you have a guy? Do you have a guy in there? Is there? Do you have a guy in there with a towel and perfume? You ever been to those restaurants where they have a guy in the bathroom, but they don't have to have a girl in your bathroom at those high-end restaurants? You're like, what are you doing in here? Get out of here.
Chat. Lots of people chat. All this transgender stuff now. There's
right, unisex.
Yeah, there's a new big thing down in Brighton called the I-360, which is basically like a huge great tower. You go up. I went up it the other day. Brilliant. You can see for miles. You come down and the loos are all transgender. They're just like multi. Anyone can go in there. You know, you can be anything. You can be a man, woman, baby, transgender person, all the other types.
Can I be like a pip?
Yeah.
Can I show up as like a price percentage point?
I don't know, but it's all open. There's big mirrors everywhere and there's lighting everywhere and everyone can see it. And you just think, I don't want to go in there. You don't know who you're
wow. Gotta wear a lucite outfit.
Really backfired.
Yeah, I'm not that open. I mean, I'll go on the internet, but I don't know. I wonder about that stuff.
They're not on personal, stuff. So you're not an atrius then?
Yeah, it's just like it's like Halloween every day, right? Endless. It's plus not to mention the identity crisis. But a lot of people must have. Can't pick the proper identity.
I don't know. You can talk and tell them your name.
Oh, really? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I have to explain my name.
So I think I'm going to go and I'll come back for a vomit. I'm going to go and get some food.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to go get some food myself. Gonna come back and see the drama begin on the, I don't know how much drama.
I put my 60-step 500 array up.
Yeah, this isn't going to be, it's not going to be a rate announcement. It's just going to be like the minutes from the meeting in about an hour.
They'll probably spike it up, see if there's any pending up there and spike it up some more if there is. If not,
I would jump in.
That's simple.
If I have the right stop, I would jump in. I guess the stops are determining what kind of trade it's going to be. Like I said, if you trade with a 50 to 100 pip stop, you can survive a lot of punishment. You still can't be in too big, but.
Well, the sell bank that I use for orders for news flows is this 60-step 500. So each new limit goes in 60 steps apart, and the stop is just past the first step.
Yeah, right.
And the take profit is 63 base for all of them. So, say, for example, the first one enters and I get stopped out. If I get stopped out the first one, my second one's already entered. So I'm stopped out at 60, but then my TP is 120. Yeah. And it's not on a timed thing, because I did that before. I had it based on like an H1, and I was in an array. It got stopped out twice. I had my last array, and it still continued up. But the H1 had kicked in, so all my other orders had gone. disappeared.
Right.
So it would have made money, but the order that would have made money on cancelled out.
What's the expiration time?
Well, on this, monthly.
Oh.
I want to manually stop it out. I don't want it to disappear.
Oh, okay.
Yes, for that precise reason. I never use expiration on news flow.
Yeah, right.
Because sometimes I hold it up for a bit. So
yeah, I use 15 minutes. The news is
I
get 15 minutes if the news comes out, but it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Do you?
Yeah,
but you have a chart with so many different types of order trade plans on, don't you? I don't. I'm not.
Well, I actually just have the good old-fashioned market order button with a 20-pip stop, but I try not to overtrade that, so I'll just build a position with market orders maybe. And some of them are stop entries, some are scalps that are 15 minutes, but if the market's dead in the water, I might build a position on one side or the other, but, I'm just going to like, I usually don't add if it moves.
No, most of mine are on a 2020 or 2040, 2060, 2080, that sort of thing. So the 2080 I like, which is a 4R.
Yeah, I mean, some of these moves, I could see how that it, even being kind of far away with a stop entry, if it's a violent move, you will get filled and make money on that trade. I just don't like to be too far away from the market on entry because I just don't like to chase it. So if it explodes up 10 pips, that's about as far as away as I want to get filled on a entry. Because I'd rather get in right at ground level, scalp out the first burst, and then maybe the rest of those tickets go along for the ride. I guess it really depends what you're comfortable with, but typically experimenting with something that makes you uncomfortable and starting to, grow and become, not to say you can't just consistently
I do make
money.
money on the longs. If I'm short, like, for example, 4 or 5 positions, and I see that we're on a swing low, so I now want to either close out position or go long, I would go long to only the maximum of the positions I'm already short at. When it goes back up, that's when I close the longs, and I've made money that way.
Right.
But I actually do a different way. Say, for example, I'm short at level 1, I'll go long at the bottom, and when the long goes well above my original short, so it's contra, I will go short again, but closing that long, using that long to pay for the now underwater short. So I've now got a new short position at a better place.
Right, but that's a psychological legging in because...
yes, I know, because I'm not good at stopping out.
Yeah,
because
if it's rainy and cold, I'm not going short. I'm going to get long pants. I get long pants. If I look outside and I think it's going to be windy and cold, no shorts for me. Typically, I go long. I get like flannel, even flannel.
Oh, right, on a hot sunny day, I'm a trade.
I get that.
Umbrella with me.
Oh my God! My parents came back from Harrods with a Scottish sweater for me with the diamonds on it. It was pretty good. It was cashmere. Back when my parents used to travel the world, they come home with stuff. They came back from Hong Kong with a bunch of cheap ties.
Have you been to Scotland? You been to Scotland?
No, I should go. Since I'm Scottish, I should probably go see my my last name is Dewey. Before they
D-E-U-Y.
Yeah, that was my real name before I was adopted.
Oh, why were you adopted? Wow.
I guess I was incorrigible even at like 1 year old. They go, get rid of him, find somebody else to raise this kid. I was adopted probably when I was like 6 days old or something.
Massive. That's massive stuff.
Yeah. My parents told me, "Hey, you're Scottish. You're Scottish."
Did you meet your mum? Did you meet your genetic mum?
No, I was going to go hunt them down, but my cousin did, and he found out he had a brother, which I never thought about the fact that I might have a brother or sister. I didn't think about that. I just thought, I wonder if my parents are nuts, because that would explain a lot. But I actually never hunted my parents down, because back in the day when I was adopted, they cut the names out of the adoption papers. So you couldn't really... Like, I'd have to get like a oh, they some kind of mitigator person to go hunt them down.
Jesus.
Maybe when my parents die, I'll do it, but I never really, I guess maybe out of respect to my parents, I never thought that I figured my parents are my parents, but I kind of curious because I wondered if the person genetically was inclined to be a musician or whatever that was that I am inclined to be, to
you
explain
could be related
some
to
stuff.
Genesis.
That's right. Right.
Gosh.
Mike Rutherford's my brother. I didn't know it.
Wow.
Who knew? But no, it is kind of weird because it is it's a mystery, but I do wonder because it's a lot of people, their parents are their parents, so it's not a mystery. My best friend thought that I had an advantage because he could see his parents and he already knew he was going to lose his hair and stuff, and he could see what's coming. I don't have a gauge to see. Oh, you know what? I'll be in an institution in a few years, so I really couldn't gauge it. But I guess it's like. But then again, there's a problem I think with my parents. They don't understand me.
Right.
They really don't. I mean, they really don't get it. They don't get it because they're like, and my sister's adopted too, from different parents. And, so it's really weird because when
I know nature versus nurture.
Yeah, when my dad would introduce me to his friends, and his friends would say, "Oh, he's tall just like you," and I thought, didn't you tell these guys that that's just a coincidence? I felt very strange when he introduced me to people. Because you don't introduce people, here's my adopted son. Here's my son. People just assume that it's your kid. But I guess technically it's not. Technically speaking, but yeah, nature versus nurture. I mean, the animals that raise other animals. Like you could take a bird and sit him with a dog, and the dog will think he's a puppy, and raise him. That happens.
God, that's amazing. I never knew you were adopted.
I didn't until just now. I just looked it up.
Yeah. I was when I was born, I was going to be adopted, and my mother saw me and decided no, she wasn't going to adopt me out. So on my birth certificate, I didn't even have my father's name because she refused to put it down. But at a certain age, I said to her, "Look, Mum, I want to go and have kids, and I want to know who my genetic father is, make sure he hasn't got any nasty sort of genetic, propensity." So I tracked the bugger down and found out that I'm an English rose, and I found out I was half German. A real shock. And but my mother and my adopted dad are very, very different to this type of person I am. But my genetic father that I tracked down, his views, even his political views, were mine. It was shocking.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
You have the genetic propensity for being very similar to the genetics.
I do think there is something there. I mean, you'll hear twins finish each other's sentences. Twins actually that don't even.
It's incredible.
The twins that don't even know each other exist have the same.
And they're
traits.
similar. Yes. Same brain wave patterns, I suppose. Hey, I'm just scrolling back on the chat. I haven't been looking at that. Some really interesting stuff there.
Oh, and what the chart on the Dow Jones?
Oh, Met Dad, if you're still there, Kate must make enough money to pay for the dog food. No, I get given dog food. I don't buy it.
No, you have a feeding tube, right?
I just get given it.
They're like a drip, IV drip.
Dog alarm for stop out. Vietnamese restaurant would pay good money for dog. Oh, too cruel. Oh, this is good stuff. Didn't his rant clue he wasn't someone to follow? Yeah, fair enough. I used to love the rants. How do you feel? How do I feel special and smart as a trader if it's easy, Kate? You never feel special and smart. And it's as easy when you know your stuff and you know that you need to put stops in. These guys only want to hold your wallet. Yeah, I'll hold any guy's wallet. Any guy.
Right.
And I'm just going through it.
Really? I used to hold women's purses when they went in the fitting room.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
Yeah, that's
really
well, it's the least I could do, And I was honest, I didn't steal anything from the purse.
Really?
But some women's purses are just like, wow. I mean, it's like there's a whole world in there.
When I look at it, it's so easy in this world, in the westernized world, admittedly, to make money or to be successful. You can. There's so many different ways. And if you don't know how to be successful, just look at other people that are successful and do exactly the same. It's that simple. So if I go out with a guy and he's got not much money, I don't want to be with a guy like that because I just know that he's not intelligent enough to be successful.
Yeah, I think you have to have a little bit of you have to have a niche that, or they don't have the confidence to realize that what they do know, nobody else knows. In other words, I think everybody has a unique view. If they embrace their unique view, then they can get leverage on your uniqueness.
Do you think in this world with so many people, there's such a thing as being totally unique?
Well, I think that if you're, I think because, in other words, the psychology of wanting to belong kind of washes out your uniqueness. So it's in other words, you want to have friends, right? So you have to agree on certain things just to have friends. Like if you're totally unique.
I don't really have friends.
Yeah, see, that's right. I don't have any friends because I can't agree. I'm disagreeable. And I'm not disagreeable for disagreeable's sake. I'm just like, I have a different view. And so my ego is too big, apparently. And that's what's kind of tough. In other words, people would say, well, you can't talk about religion and politics with your friends or you won't have any friends. And I'm like, well, then I don't have any friends.
Oh, and you can't talk trading with non-traders. You can't do it. They don't understand.
Yeah. Well, they don't even see the excitement. I used to show up at the band and I'd say, oh my God, have you thought about trading Forex? And just the whole idea of it, I was so excited and nobody shared my excitement. So I found that very, very disappointing.
Right.
I mean, the fact that they didn't share my excitement, I thought, well, boy, this is going to be tough because, and then actually, I couldn't understand why and I thought, well, maybe they're just so satisfied in their life, they're not looking for anything new and adventurous, where trading is pretty much, you can't get more adventurous than that because it's basically you're talking about making, doing stuff that's really not mainstream. Not a lot of people you could actually walk up to today and say, were you in the Eurodollar this morning? I thought, there's no, just the word Eurodollar, they'd be like, what are you talking about? And like the whole idea of watching a market.
But don't you think us traders, we're kind of removed from things because you can get a big news come out and the Eurodollar can completely plunge. Fibre can absolutely get hit. And you go shopping and you know that some friends of yours or whoever have either made a lot of money or got stopped out and all this big stuff's happened. And you're going and you're in the supermarket and you're getting your stuff and nobody there knows. They don't know that this stuff has happened on the global market. They're still buying their eggs and fish and bread and they have no idea. Don't you feel that's really weird, like spooky weird?
Yeah. Well, it's about 7 years ago. I watched the dollar yen. Now the dollar yen had been going down for like 3 years straight, right? And I'm sitting there.
I've traded Ninja for years.
Yeah, so it's 9 o'clock at night, right? I mean, it's basically Asian session, and I'm looking at my phone because I had MT4 mobile, and I thought, gosh, I wish I could call my neighbors and friends and tell them you've got to get in the dollar yen tonight because we're about to take out a 4-year high, right?
They'd have you committed.
And I'm telling you, this 4-year high, I was looking at, because I had the monthly charts up, and I'm like, once they trip this thing, we're talking about 180 pips clean to the next level, right? And it happened, right? It happened. I was in the trade, and I thought, it's just
Well,
this
you couldn't
private.
share it with anyone.
What's that?
You couldn't share it with anyone.
Right. In other words, it's like I discovered the Holy Grail all by myself, and there's nobody around to tell it to. And
I know.
And the thing was, is even if
happiness isn't happiness unless you've got someone to share it with.
well, that's right. When I became well, I had to get. That's the reason why I could never watch a movie by myself because I was always in a relationship. So once I became alone, it took me about 3 years to watch a movie by myself without the feeling of like, gosh, I wish there was somebody to watch this with me. And it turned the corner in actually enjoying something by myself, which was pretty rare. A lot of people need to reflect it off of somebody because it's too good to just watch it by yourself. Besides, you kind of want to play each other's reactions, you know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's just like solitude is best enjoyed in the company of one other.
Yeah, because I don't know, there's something about, well, you know, like a comedy, typically, you go movie theater, people are laughing, it's somehow funnier. But I don't know if it's kind of like confirmation. You want to say, hey, you know, the same thing with trading, right? Can't you see the setup I'm looking at? And people are like, no, I don't see what you're looking at. Now, maybe you're not on the same time frame, same chart, and maybe you've never seen this behavior before. But that trading's only lonely because there's nobody that sees the market the way you do, even if you knew somebody that even sees the market. First, you have to find somebody that sees the market. Then you have to find somebody that sees the market the way you see it. It's very narrow. I mean, it's very narrow things, not to mention.
You calling it the market should give a complete clue to the way it's run.
Well, that's an exchange, I call it too.
Yeah. Right. This is what it took me a long time to realize. This is what my mentor taught me. He said, think of every single phrase you hear every single day in trading and turn them upside down and look at them that way. And that's one of the examples you use. Right, okay, you're trading the market. Come back to me and tell me exactly what that means.
Well, actually, this
the market.
And,
you know, it opens so many avenues of thought.
Well, that's why Bill Williams says nobody trades the market; they just trade their belief system.
Yes, exactly. But you've got to strip through that because you get
like
a belief
dog,
system.
It sounds like your dog took umbrage with that comment. Your dog's like,
outside. Yeah, I've got a large garden and there's foxes. They come out this time of night and she chases them off, which is really good.
Wow.
I love foxes, but they crap in places and it's horrible. So it's quite nice having a dog around. Go kill.
Wow,
kill.
You got like a whole. You got like a. Do you have a moat? You've got like troops. You sent out some squires to take care of the riffraff, huh?
You've got to be careful of foxes. They're lovely, but people feed them, but they're predators. They eat a baby if they can.
Who would? Your neighbor?
Foxes.
Oh, really?
Like the hyenas.
Really? Maybe. So you have like a decoy baby out there to catch them?
No.
Would that be funny?
I'm just saying.
No, there's a market. How about sell decoy babies?
Yeah, they look sweet and innocent and lovely foxes.
Right,
and
they're just sitting there with a bomb in them.
They're little predators, and people forget that.
Just take
It's like I saw on some advert on the television, I think it was, where this lovely, gorgeous big dog had actually got this thing over its head that made it look exactly like a lion. And it really looked like a lion. They had this tiny little toddler sat there saying, oh, lovely lion doggy. And they're teaching a toddler that lions are safe, basically. Oh, yeah. I mean, how messed up is that? I mean, really, lions are dangerous. And, lovely, but they're dangerous. You don't teach a toddler it's okay to go and cuddle a lion. I mean, people are so bloody stupid.
Yeah, would you just get the kid on a 1-minute chart during FOMC announcements instead?
Well, with a lollipop, I suppose, yeah.
I mean, get your kid to yeah, that's funny because that comes from Disney kind of created that kind of thing, like, you know, animals are friends and all that stuff. I mean, Mickey Mouse, you know, Mickey Mouse is, most people have a mouse trap.
Oh, do you know, years ago, I was in the kitchen and I saw a mouse. Now, I'm kind of, you know, I've been brought up in the country. I ride horses and all that sort of stuff. I saw this mouse. I was in my gym jam and I actually jumped up on a chair.
Was he so
just
big?
Like Tom Jerry. That's stupid.
Wow.
Really?
But that's what you've been trained to do, right? You learn fears from your other...
It was instinct. Jump up on a chair. I mean, this mouse was tiny.
Wow.
I know.
So you could... I wonder if they use that to train basketball players, mice.
Oh, nice.
Get them to jump better.
Oh, it might be a good idea.
On the girls' team, you know.
Here we go. They put a nice double top on the dial, ready to be spiked up into my order array.
Yeah, this is going to be some kind of crazy stuff here. This week is so quiet, though. Not a lot of drama.
What are you talking about?
The markets just seem very tame, dead in the water.
Well, it's Stomach, isn't it? It's due in an hour now, less than an hour.
Silver does look like a good buy in the monthly, though. Great pattern on the monthly silver chart. Yeah.
What are you looking at? Silver?
Silver on the monthly is a good buy. I mean, it's a good pattern. It's a wedge.
It was 17.
I don't trade silver, but wow.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, look at the monthly. It's at the floor.
Just left a bottom swing, just above 1705.
Yeah, it's actually...
1715 would get spiked out, probably, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, structurally, it's a perfect setup for a rally, at least to...
But it's too wide for me to trade that on a...
You can make it to $27 as the floor. There's a double bottom at $27 going back to March 2012.
27?
Yeah, there's a double bottom on the monthly. There's a triple bottom on the monthly.
You're looking at silver?
Yeah, 27 on the monthly.
I'm on different ratios. I'm looking at cash silver. You must be looking at future contract or spot.
I'm looking at the spot price on the monthly.
Oh, right, okay. No, okay. Well, I've got it'll be the same patterns.
Because if you draw a trend line, I mean, basically the past year, you're forming a triangle, a wedge.
Mm.
But I don't know. I mean... You know, some people like the coins. You know, they look pretty. You know, it's good. They're pretty looking coins.
I see what you're looking at on the monthly.
Yeah.
Bottom come top 2760 area.
Yeah. I mean, that's the big. That'd basically mean gold goes to like 1600.
For goodness sake, Craig! Really, you be in a trade for what 6 years?
Yeah, and then I get out of that trade and I go buy a Corvette or something or a fancy car.
Get out.
Yeah, no, I've been in that trade for 3 years now. We're taking out. In fact, I'd get all excited here when we took out this wick at $20. Yeah, we made it past a $20 wick there.
Yeah, well, I love silver. I hate gold.
Really? You like turquoise in your silver?
Actually, I don't really wear jewelry.
Wow. Well, you won't set up metal detectors.
Oh, no, I'm missing supper. I need to go eat. I want to come back with a glass of wine and watch a comic.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go get some food.
It's been great. I'm going to head off the kitchen. Take care. It's been great. Bye.
Okay, take care.